Listen, we understand that you're ready to go over to Hawaii and Idaho. Beth Mowins and David Diaz-Infante have that call in just a bit. But for now, we'll throw it back out to Charles and Mike as we finish up maybe the upset of the season. Game you're going to see in just a few seconds, Hawaii and Idaho. Here's Colt Brennan looking for Ryan Gesmall, and he's going to find him. Nice throw right there inside the red zone. It would set up this play. Ross Dickerson, giggity, giggity. All right. Back of the end zone for 11-yard TD. Extra point is missed, so it's 6-0 Hawaii.
Coming up next on ESPNU, it's the second game of college football primetime as the Hawaii Warriors take on the Idaho Vandals. What a night it has been here in Tampa, Florida. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Charles Arbuckle, I'm Mike Adamle. Good night from Tampa, Florida. Let's go to send it to Beth Mowins in Idaho.
Steve Wichman on the rollout on third down. Fires complete to DJ Smith. Good enough for the first down out to the 47-yard line. 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter at the Kibbie Dome in Moscow, Idaho. It's Hawaii and Idaho in the WAC conference opener. Beth Mowins along with David Diaz-Infante. Hawaii impressive in their first possession, driving down the field for a touchdown. 11 yards, Colt Brennan to Ross Dickerson, and they missed the extra point. And this is the first possession of the night for Idaho. These two clubs both looking for their first win of the season. Steve Wichman, who just enrolled last January, beat out Michael Harrington, Joey's little brother, for the starting job. Fires across the middle. Good for another first down to true freshman Wes Williams. This is the defense that Idaho is working against. Purcell, Watson, and Alama Francis. The linebackers, Kamaka Vivo Ole, Moy, Elamimian, and Kalili Mauku. And then the secondary, Monte, Kafensis, Manners, and Patton. Landon Kafensis gets the start over Lamar Bradley at one of the safety spots. And flags flying on the snap. The Vandals, newcomers to the Western Athletic Conference.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, offense, number 81, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
They are picked in the preseason polls to finish last in the conference. Hawaii picked third behind Boise State and Fresno State. And Coach June Jones on that first drive, the run and shoot was more shoot, 70 yards through the air.
Yeah, it was, and they're actually a little more balanced than people think, and a pretty good run the ball. They don't do anything fancy, but they're very good at what they do, and when they spread you out, it gives them the ability to run the football.
First down for Idaho, the handoff. Antoine Sherman, the senior from Portland, Oregon.
I'm talking to Nick Holt, you know, he's playing so many young guys. He goes, you know, we've got to eliminate those mistakes that come with playing experience, you know, we're learning. We've learned the hard way in our first 3 games, and hopefully we're starting to learn some of those lessons and start benefiting from some of that experience.
Yeah, one of the things he told us yesterday was that they needed to learn how to practice better, not only play better, and he really has seen improvement from them, not on game day, but the rest of the week as well. That pass from Wichman behind the intended receiver, Matt Askew. And that's going to set up a 3rd and long.
And it really looked like some miscommunication between Wichman and Askew. Askew turned in. It looks like Wichman thought he was going to turn out. And that's what happens, you know, a new offense, young quarterback, young players around there. There's going to be some miscommunication problems. You just got to make sure that it doesn't happen too often, because it'll hurt you, especially against this Warrior defense.
Yeah, they were the youngest team in the country last year. They still have 28 freshmen and sophomores on the 2-deep, so they've raided the JUCO ranks, including their quarterback, Wichman. Looking across the middle into traffic, nearly picked off. Tanuvasa Moy with the breakup, the senior from Honolulu. And a punting situation now for Idaho.
Hey, as a quarterback, your job is convert on third down, but you got to be careful throwing into 4 defenders and 1 receiver. You know, and that's a young man that's got a lot of confidence in his arm and his ability to throw it in a tight window. But you got to be careful there and not turn the ball over. Moy had a chance for that interception.
TJ Conley is the punter, number 14, the true freshman from Walla Walla. Andre Kelly is back deep, standing at his own 10-yard line. Kelly did have a punt blocked last week against Washington. Conley gets it away, and this one over the head of Kelly takes a terrific Idaho bounce, and it's down inside the 5. D'Angelo Ramsey covers it up at the 3-yard line. That's where Hawaii will have it. They've got the lead. 6-0.
Fact. Scientists now know there are 3 major causes of male hair loss. Fact. The newly patented Follicare hair growth and restoration system is the first product that fights all 3 of these hair killers at the same time. Fact. In testing by an independent lab, 100% of men using Follicare grew new hair in just 8 weeks. That's right, 100% of men grew new hair, and you will too. We guarantee it.
I was going bald. Then I started to use Follicare, and there's a lot more hair there in a very short period of time. It's a great product.
Follicare's patented formula works for thinning hair or on an annoying bald spot. Here's why we lose our hair as we age. First, blood flow decreases and not enough oxygen and key nutrients reach our follicles. Second, the chemical DHT builds up in hair follicles and causes them to shrink. And third, we don't get enough of the nutrients needed to grow healthy hair. Follicare fights all of these hair killers with over 50 key ingredients that together help you grow and keep your own hair. Single approach products can't give you the incredible results that Follicare can. Follicare was developed by Dr. Chris Catalfo, who at 28 years old was rapidly going bald. Desperate, Dr. Catalfo attacked all the reasons for his hair loss at once and now has a full head of hair. His research gave us Follicare. It takes less than 5 minutes a day to use and costs less than a cup of coffee. And unlike some other products, there are no unwanted sexual side effects.
Unless you actually put this on your head, there's no way in the world that you're going to understand how good it is.
Have you ever heard a guy say, gee, I wish I were bald? No. Don't wait to get to this point to do something about hair loss. You too will grow hair with the patented Follicare system. We guarantee it or your money back.
You can fight hair loss, and Follicare guarantees it. Unlike other products, Follicare costs as little as $1 a day. Call 1-800-284-5494 to order now. Follicare is easy, it's patented, and it works. Don't wait. Call 1-800-284-5494 or visit Follicare.com and get started today.
Welcome back to ESPNU Saturday Night Primetime. 6-0 Hawaii with the lead over Idaho. Thursday night, more college football comes your way. Justin Ray and the Samford Bulldogs host Southeast Missouri State in an Ohio Valley Conference clash. College football primetime on ESPNU Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. The Red Hawks and the Bulldogs on Thursday night. Right here inside the Kibbie Dome, we've got the Vandals and the Warriors opening up the Western Athletic Conference regular season schedule. After the nice punt from Conley, it's 1st and 10, Hawaii from their own 3-yard line. Brennan throwing deep down the sideline and over the head of the intended receiver. Going for Dickerson again. Reggie Jones was solid on the coverage, the sophomore from Kent, Washington.
You see Brennan dropping back. They're being aggressive out of their own end zone. It's a straight go route and a nice job on defense by Reggie Jones.
Brennan so far 5 for 8 with 74 yards and the 1 touchdown toss to Dickerson from 11 yards out. 2nd and 10. The handoff up the middle and across the 5, maybe to the 6. There's June Jones in his 7th season as the head coach at Hawaii with 4 bowl appearances, including last year they won the Sheraton Hawaii Bowl.
Gun, trip
What a job he did inheriting a team that was 0-12, and then in his first season turned them around to 9-4, the biggest turnaround in NCAA history back in '99, which included the WAC championship, the last time the Warriors had a piece of the pie in the Western Athletic Conference. Now on 3rd and 8. Another receiver screen. And the Vandals are going to bottle this up short of the first down. Let's check in with Mike Hall in the ESPNU studio.
Beth, thanks. Let's check in on Oregon State and Arizona State. Sam Keller looking for Rudy Burgess, and he finds him for 49 yards of creamy goodness, Tom.
Sam Keller is the best quarterback in the country that nobody's talking about right now, Mike.
7-zap early, ASU up on top. Beth?
Thank you very much, Mike. 6-0 our score early on. Hawaii with the lead over Idaho. Kurt Milne on to punt. Wes Williams is back deep for Idaho. This is the 3rd year that Milne has handled the punting duties for the Warriors. This is a boomer. Williams back inside his own 40. Has some room across midfield. Wes Williams cut down around the 30-yard line. The punter Kurt Milne making the tackle. And a penalty flag thrown back in Idaho territory. And as usual, we saw all kinds of guys trying to get out of the way, not blocking the back, hands up in the air from the Vandals on the punt coverage block.
During the return, illegal block in the back by the return team, number 42. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Ashanti Hicks called for the infraction, and Nick Holt not happy about it.
And you can see the expression on Nick Holt's face. He is not happy about it. They get a big play. Their defense steps up, and Wes Williams, there you can see the block in the back a little bit. Boy, that's a touchy call. But if it's close, stay off it. You're behind the football. The guy's already gone by you. Wes Williams, nice job in the return. And he's a guy that's got a lot of speed for this Vandal offense, and in special teams, boy, they could have used that field position early on. But so far, I think Nick's got to be pretty pleased with his defense stepping up, forcing Hawaii to march down the field on their first score, and then stopping them in their own territory here in their second possession of the game.
He had some words for his own guys, but could have had some words for the officials too. That looked like a stumble more than a push. And that will set Idaho way back. Now Wichman on first down. Completes the pass across midfield to DJ Smith. Thrown down at the 40-yard line by K.L. Monte, the sophomore from Honolulu. But Smith, the junior from Houston, really developing into a bright spot. 24 yards on the pass play.
And you see Wichman, little play action pass. This is what they do best. Gives him max protection. He knows he's got one-on-one coverage out there. And he just completes the pass. A nice job trying to break tackles and securing the football when he went down. There's Daniel Smith. You see, great size, 6'1", 210 pounds. And he's their player on offense in terms of wide receiver. He's the guy that makes him tick.
Out of the I formation, the handoff up the middle, not much there. The Hawaii defense makes the play. The give was to Jason Brown, the true freshman from Long Beach, California, a guy listed in their media guide as athlete, and they just plug him in wherever he's needed. He doesn't have a position.
Yeah, well, he moved over from safety, and you know they've had some injuries, and they move him over to running back, and they said this is a kid that we loved his athleticism coming out of high school, and we're going to find a place for him to play in our club.
Nick Holt telling us this may be his most natural spot as a running back. With the injury to Jason Bird, they needed some help there, and that's why they moved him. Richmond's pass on second down is behind Antoine Sherman coming out of the backfield.
A little miscommunication right there between quarterback and running back. Wichman thinking he was going to stop or turn out, and Sherman running the wheel route up the sideline.
Third down and 8 from the 38. Wichman has some heat coming behind, looks to set up the screen, and it's busted up by Solomon Eli Mimian, the true freshman from Los Angeles. Put the clamps on Sherman and blew that play up.
Third and long, Jerry Glanville and the Warriors are going to bring pressure off the edge. They got the blitz, they got the screen call, but just an outstanding job of stiffening that out as a defensive lineman, because you think, boy, the guy's letting me free. What is it? There's a reason why I'm free. We got a blitz going. My job is to watch for screen and draw. Great job by Eli Minion.
P.J. Conley to punt it away. The last one, he dropped inside the 5-yard line. And this one out of bounds deep again. Hawaii will have the ball deep in their own territory when we come back.
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, guests get great deals at redroof.com.
Oh, that deal's hot!
And get a great deal more than they expected.
How low can you go?
Don't miss red hot deals from Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel.
Just because they offer phone service doesn't make them a reliable phone company. Count on SBC voice services at home for proven reliability, including around-the-clock 911 calling, even when the power goes out. Can the cable company say that?
What do Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Steve McNair, and John Stallworth have in common? They're some of the NFL's biggest stars, and they emerge from the best-kept secret in college football, historically black colleges and universities. ESPNU is proud to present HBCU football. Every week, experience the competition, the marching bands, and the excitement that is HBCU football. Watch the Steel City Classic as Miles takes on Stillman Sunday at 3 Eastern, only on ESPNU.
Think you can't get high-speed internet at your house? Feel like you're stuck with dial-up internet? Think again. Directway is high-speed internet by satellite, a super-fast instant connection that's available anywhere in the continental U.S. All you need is a clear view of the southern sky. Directway works with your PC or Mac for faster connections, faster downloads, faster surf speeds, faster everything. There's no software to install, and Directway doesn't use a phone line, so no more dialing in, no more missed calls, no need to spring for that extra line. People, it's time you get the high-speed option you really want. Call 1-866-GET-D-WAY or visit getdway.com and get Directway at your house. It's a no-brainer. Directway, the super-fast instant internet connection that doesn't use a phone line or care where you live. Free yourself. Get Directway. Call 1-866-GET-D-WAY or visit getdway.com now and get high-speed satellite internet. The choice is yours, and you deserve it.
6-0 Hawaii over Idaho. That is 72-year-old Mouse Davis, the running backs coach for the Warriors. And one of the reasons why this may be one of the most experienced coaching staffs in the nation, up against the youngest in the country. We know that for sure. Idaho just averages 33 years of age.
Look at the years experienced by Hawaii, 263, and the average age of Idaho at 33. And Nick Holt, opportunity to be a head coach, wanted to run his own program, implement his own philosophy and build a foundation. Had coached here at Idaho before, and excited to have the opportunity again.
He said he wanted young, hungry guys around him who were going to work hard, and that's what he's got. As Brennan completes the pass, close to a first down, Davone Bess.
There's Nick Holt. We actually played high school football together at Bellarmine College Prep. He's the guy that used to pick me up at my house and go weightlifting every day. He's a fired up, intense guy, has always been a leader, and he's had a wealth of coaching experience already, and they just love him here at Idaho. Glad to have him back.
Upstairs is the offensive coordinator, Nate Katzer. He and Joel Thomas run the offense for Nick Holt. Let's check in now to the ESPNU studio. Could Oregon hang on to its early lead over SC?
It was ugly early for the Trojans, Beth, but here Lendale White just icing it up. It's already 38-13, 2 yards out. 45 straight points unanswered. And Beth, you and David were talking about average age. How about average points? Even with 45 here, they're still averaging 57 points a game.
Just incredible numbers that offense is putting up. They look like a pro team when they're out there and everything's running for them.
Yeah, and June Jones probably thought they were when he said it felt like they're playing the NFL with them and Michigan State. But USC, boy, there's no stopping them so far. Arizona State will get a shot next week.
Look at the legwork from Colt Brennan out close to midfield, but a flag thrown late in the play. Mike Anderson, the linebacker, ran him out of bounds. When you make a good point, Hawaii 0-2 with an asterisk because those 2 losses, as this play will come back, the penalty against Hawaii. Those 2 losses are against 2 teams that look like they are among the nation's elite. Michigan State put up 61 points today in their win against Illinois.
Yeah, and you talk about the turnaround that June Jones has made in Hawaii.
Legal block in the back. Offense, number 81. 10-yard penalty for the spot of foul. Still second down.
And that'll negate Colt Brennan's pickup there. But June Jones talked about this offense being the great equalizer. And they moved the ball well against SC. They moved the ball well against Michigan State. So it's hard to stop when you got the quicker, smaller athletes. Maybe not the depth a lot of teams have, but it gives you ability to compete with some schools that maybe you shouldn't be able to when you're limited in terms of number of scholarships, in terms of athletes, and where you are and where you can recruit from. So he's really done a nice job in turning this thing around. He really credits it to this run and shoot offense.
And despite the early losses, this is a brand new start for them now. WAC conference play. They can still fulfill some of their goals of winning a conference championship, getting back to a bowl game. And I think now is when we're going to really start to see what this team is really like. As the officials are holding a discussion down there on the field. With 1:42 to go in the first quarter, it was Colt Brennan to Ross Dickerson.
Foul was enforced from the end of the run since the foul occurred beyond the run. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
So the discussion was about where they were going to place the football. Instead of out near midfield, it will be second and short from the 29 now for Colt Brennan and the Warriors. 4 wide receivers, 3 of them lining up to the right. Brennan goes the other way with it. And nearly picked off. He went to the left looking for Grace Mullen. And Tony Teopule almost had the pick.
Second and short, they're going to take a shot down the field. Great job in coverage by the Vandals. Nice job. Ball's tipped there by Snyder, and then just about picked up by Taopule. Nice job breaking on the football right in front of the receiver, Ryan Grice Mullen, and a nice job defensively by the Vandals. They're going to play hard. They're well coached. June Jones talked about, hey, these guys are young, but they are well coached and sound in what they do. Great example of them playing coverage in that secondary.
3rd and 1. Brennan hits his man Grace Mullen for the first down, and then promptly stuffed by Cole Snyder and Herb Cash. Let's take a look at how these 2 teams match up this year, and certainly the drop-off for Hawaii with their losses, 16 points per game. Last year, they were at 36 a game, which was among the top 10 in the country. But when you're only bringing back 5% of your total offense and you lose Timmy Chang and All-America wideout Chad Owens, there's going to be a bit of a drop-off.
Yeah, there's going to be a drop-off and transition time in terms of Brennan learning this offense, but also you got to look at the opponents they play too.
Yeah.
Again, that's got to weigh in some of these statistics.
Brennan can't hang on to the snap, and he is swarmed back at the 27-yard line. Mike Benelli, one of the first guys there, along with Josh Shaw.
Colt Brennan in the shotgun. The ball, he just takes his eye off the ball, starts looking about where he's going to go in terms of faking the handoff. The ball went right through his hands. That'll cost them. Now they're facing 2nd and long. Now there's a chance for Nick Holt's defense. Are they going to attack? Are they going to drop back and drop 8 guys into coverage? Or are they going to try to put a little pressure on Brennan?
Second and 16. The handoff to Kala Latusello, and Benelli on the stop. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Benelli in on the stop, and Cole Snyder, great discipline. 2nd and long, what are they going to do? They're going to run a draw, right? Nice job, and great job tackling so far by Idaho.
That'll take care of the first quarter of play. Hawaii with the lead over Idaho. 6-0 our score in the Western Athletic Conference season opener for the Warriors and the Vandals.
4 minutes. Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Can't find my foot. I can't find my foot. Can't find my foot.
Can you help me?
Gotcha.
The magic of nighttime works better out here. Go on, pursue your passions. Go RVing. Call for a free video and visit an RV dealer.
When it comes to football, no one knows the red zone like Joe Montana.
Joe Montana here with RZ Trainer, an exciting new training tool guaranteed to bring you to the top of your game fast.
Introducing RZ Trainer, a revolutionary new passing and catching trainer that immediately improves your football handling skills. Attach the adjustable belt to your waist and set the length on the rebounding cord. RZ Trainer's rebounding cord brings the ball right back every time. Improve your passing, receiving, hand-eye coordination, defensive ball handling skills, reflexes, and confidence.
When I was a kid, the only training tool I had was a tire swing. I wanted to work on passing, but instead I just wound up chasing the football. With RZ Trainer, you can get lots of throws and catches in a short amount of time, and you don't need a partner.
RZ Trainer has a built-in swivel that spins with the ball, and the rebounding cord is adjustable for throwing distances up to 30 feet. When you're done practicing, just detach the cord, and your durable leather-grain football is ready for the game. RZ Trainer is just $29.95 and comes with a 100% play better guarantee.
RZ Trainer is a great training tool. I'm amazed at how fast my son is learning to catch and throw the football.
Offense and defense alike, every football player should learn how to throw as well as catch. I threw to some of the best receivers in football. Ask them what it takes to be a great receiver, and they'll tell you soft hands. No training device helps you develop soft hands better than RZ Trainer.
RZ Trainer is just $29.95 and comes with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Order 2 or 3 and save. RZ Trainer makes a great gift year-round.
Getting to the top takes practice. RZ Trainer helps you get the most out of your practice time so you can get through the red zone and into the end zone.
Improve your game in the red zone. Get your amazing RZ Trainer for just $29.95. Call 1-800-895-3601 now and receive a mini football free. Or order online at rztrainer.com. Call now.
College football primetime Saturday night on ESPNU. That is the Kibbie Dome here in Moscow, Idaho. One of the few indoor facilities for college football. This opened in 1975, and the Vandals have been playing here ever since.
And the winner some architectural reviews and awards for that barrel-shaped design of the roof, and quite a unique facility here.
Big third down here for Hawaii as we start the second quarter. Warriors have the lead 6-0, 3rd and 13 from their own 31-yard line. Brennan at midfield, caught. And that'll be enough for the first down. The nice grab out there by Ian Sample, the senior from Washington Township, New Jersey. Jason Martin on the coverage. But Hawaii will move the chains. And for those of you scoring at home, the indoor facilities, this is one of just 4 in Division 1A. And of course, Tulane will not be playing at the Superdome this season, but it's the Kibbie Dome, Metrodome, Carrier Dome, and the Superdome. Houston and Oregon did play a game at Reliance Stadium where they can close the roof, but that's not where Houston plays their home games on a regular basis. The shovel pass, good for a couple to Latucello. Let's check in with Mike Hall in the studio.
Beth, we got a good one. UNLV, Utah State. It's 24-all. State's driving. Leon Jackson III, friends may call him Trey. Kevin Robinson, 14 yards. I'm a mime. Aggies lead 31-24, Beth, and we are working on the trivia question as we speak.
We are ready for the trivia you throw our way, and Utah State looking to get the whack a big win over the Mountain West.
Yeah, Idaho lost a heartbreaker to UNLV earlier, and Utah a chance to maybe pull that one out.
Brennan drops it off to Latucello. Barreling forward. And the play whistled dead. At the initial contact, it looks like back out at the 38-yard line. The first quarter statistics, a combined 10 yards rushing for these two clubs. Hawaii getting the job done through the air pretty much on that first drive that they scored on.
Yeah, just playing pass and catch, flooding the zones, and a nice job by Brennan finding his receivers on that first drive, and a nice job right here. They're trying to put something together. They're 4 or 5 on third down so far. See if they make it 5 of 6 right here.
From the 39, 3rd and 4. Brennan out of the gun. And throws behind his intended receiver. And it will bring up 4th down. And perhaps an example there of what you've alluded to, David, the fact that this is a young man trying to run this complex offense, and he's only been on campus for about 6 weeks practicing with the team, just arrived this fall.
Yeah, and the real key to this offense is the quarterback. They have option routes, so the quarterback has to read the same coverage as the receiver, and based on where the defensive back is or the safety, what kind of leverage they're playing, it changes how they run their routes. And so the quarterback and receiver have got to make sure they're seeing the same thing the same way, and that takes time.
The punt from Milne. This one will fall inside the 10 and stay alive for Hawaii right there. That's the 3rd punt so far tonight that's been downed inside the 10-yard line by these two teams. Sunday, a couple schools separated by less than 60 miles will meet up in the 5th annual Steel City Classic as the Miles College Golden Bears travel down Interstate 59 to Tuscaloosa for a meeting with the Stillman College Tigers. It's the Steel City Classic on ESPNU Sunday at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Steve Wichmann will take the helm here on 1st and 10 from inside their own 10 for Idaho. Pass caught by Matt Askew for a 1st down. Pickup of about 12 on the play. The junior from St. Louis, Missouri. Another newcomer via the JUCO route. Ryan Keomaka here on the tackle for Hawaii.
Wichmann comes out, and the Idaho Vandals 3-step drop. Pass and catch the outside receiver to Askew. Nice tall target, 6'4", 195 pounds. Throws the ball right on the numbers.
On 1st and 10, Wichmann will give it to Lumbala. Rumbles for about 4 on the play. We talked about the tough start on the schedule for Hawaii. Idaho not backing down from any challenges either. A couple of their contests against Pac-10 schools. They lost to Washington State and Washington, and you talked about the heartbreaking loss to UNLV on a last-second field goal. That brings them to 0-3 coming into this WAC conference opener.
And they really played Washington pretty tough for the first half, and then some mistakes caught up to them. But you know, they're a young team, and they're learning the hard way sometimes.
Wichmann again hands it off. Jason Brown trying to get to the outside. And Nick Holt told us yesterday how excited they are to be joining the Western Athletic Conference. It's going to be much better travel, better geography, better recruiting opportunities for his team in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and they came from the Big West, the Sun Belt Conference, and really it's helped them, you know, in recruiting. He said Nick Holt, you know, obviously was coaching at USC, knows California well, and it's expanded their recruiting area, and their coaches have kind of come from all over. So I think they've already begun to upgrade the talent here at Idaho.
3rd down and 4. Wichmann out of the shotgun. Tried to drop it off into the flat, intended for Brown, and the pass deflected by Kamaka Viviole. Good job by Aquila to get into the backfield.
Yeah, Aquila did a nice job trying to run the little swing pass outside, and he's got good height, 6'3", 240, but he leaped up. Sometimes you're not going to get the quarterback. The next best thing is getting those throwing lanes and tip that pass. So nice job there defensively on 3rd down by the Warriors.
Another punting situation now for TJ Conley with Andre Kelly back deep, set to receive at his own 30. Conley just does get it away. Takes a bounce at the 40 and goes out around the 37-yard line. Hawaii with the lead and the football, and we come back right after this.
Just because they offer phone service doesn't make them a reliable phone company. Count on SBC voice services at home for proven reliability, including around-the-clock 911 calling, even when the power goes out. Can a cable company say that?
Be powerful.
Be focused.
Be committed.
Be daring.
In other words, be extraordinary. E-Trade Financial, with our state-of-the-art platform for long-term investors. At E-Trade Financial, we keep challenging the ordinary to help investors be extraordinary.
On your mark.
Who is that boy?
Roger Bannister.
Who's your coach?
I'm just a medical student.
You have your whole life left for medicine, but only a short time to do what no other human being has ever done.
ESPN Original Entertainment proudly presents the story of a student who walked onto the track a man and left a legend. 4 minutes. Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Attention football fans. Can't get enough NFL this season? Follow your team and the entire NFL through the pages of Sports Illustrated. SI gives you the insight and analysis every fan wants with award-winning writing, spectacular photos, and coverage of all your favorite sports. Plus, as part of this special offer, you will also get a Team Choice NFL fleece jacket with the logo of your favorite team, and this Team Choice NFL tee and the color of your favorite team. Both are free when you order 56 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.59 an issue. A savings of over 60% off the cover price. Use your credit card for faster delivery and get a free NFL team hat. Call now and gear up in support of your favorite team with the officially licensed Team Choice NFL fleece jacket, t-shirt, and hat all free when you order a year of Sports Illustrated.
Call 1-800-221-1700. That's 1-800-221-1700 or order online at SINFLorder.com.
6-0 the score. Hawaii with the lead over Idaho. 10:58 to go in the second quarter. This is the season opener in the Western Athletic Conference. The winner of this one will get the leg up as we start to move into conference play now next week and beyond. And a very special welcome to the Idaho Vandals. This their first appearance in the WAC. And a part of the new look realignment that we will talk about with Commissioner Carl Benson, who was in town here in Moscow. Brennan with the pass to Davone Bess. He's got it across midfield and a first down to the Idaho 45. And not only is the commissioner here in Idaho, but he is with us now upstairs in the booth, Carl Benson. Let's talk, first of all, Carl, about the realignment and the new look. What are your expectations with 3 new teams in the conference this year?
Well, Idaho, New Mexico State, Utah State all joined the WAC this year, and from a geographical standpoint, we think it's great. We think it has an opportunity to build greater rivalries and to really become the the West is back in the Western Athletic Conference.
Hey, Carl, play it up. The theme of the conference right now. Talk to us a little bit about that tour and your visit here to Idaho.
Well, play up is more than a slogan. It's a couple words that demonstrates the commitment that our member institutions are making to get better and to play up and get better.
Yeah, and Utah State doing a good job right now, playing toe-to-toe with UNLV. So good signs from the WAC so far.
Well, we've got a lot of new schools and old schools, and I think a great combination to maintain the credibility and the respectability of the WAC.
All right, and I do have my towel. I've got my towel right here, Carl. Play it up.
The play up in the WAC. Carl, some of your thoughts. Obviously, a lot of schools from the WAC playing tough non-conference schedules. Has the conference played up to their abilities thus far in the season?
Well, I think the thing we have to remember, it's more than the final score. Obviously scheduling is a portion of this play-up philosophy, but it's also a commitment to facilities, and we're seeing a lot of new facilities around the league that demonstrates that commitment.
Yeah, one of those new facilities right here in Idaho with the new Iverson Speed and Strength Center, new practice facilities, really upgrading their program in that sense.
It is a great complex. I think we all know that facilities are a major part of recruiting, and recruiting obviously is a major part of building success.
And you mentioned the fact that it's not always how you start, it's how you finish. And one of the things I think that the Western Athletic Conference can really hang its hat on when you talk about Hawaii and Boise State and Fresno State. Some people may not know the last 3 seasons, the Western Athletic Conference has had the best bowl record of any conference in the country. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think our winning percentage in bowls, again, demonstrates the quality that we've had with Fresno State, Boise State, Hawaii. Those have been our three major programs, and once they get into bowl games, they've been successful against quality opponents.
Carl Benson, the commissioner of the Western Athletic Conference, joining us here in Moscow. Some of your thoughts on what you have seen so far from the teams around the league. What has impressed you?
Well, a couple tough losses against Pac-10 opponents, Fresno State, Oregon, and Boise State, Oregon State. Both games that the two WAC teams were ahead in the fourth quarter, but didn't quite get it done. But we still have other non-conference opponents left to make some impact. And as David said earlier, we've got some non-conference games today that we're looking decent into.
All right, we got a timeout on the field. We're going to take that as well. The commissioner back with us when we return to Moscow, Idaho, right after this.
Fact. Scientists now know there are 3 major causes of male hair loss. Fact. The newly patented Follicare hair growth and restoration system is the first product that fights all 3 of these hair killers at the same time. Fact. In testing by an independent lab, 100% of men using Follicare grew new hair in just 8 weeks. That's right, 100% of men grew new hair, and you will too. We guarantee it.
I was going bald. Then I started to use Follicare, and there's a lot more hair there in a very short period of time. It's a great product.
Folicare's patented formula works for thinning hair or on an annoying bald spot. Here's why we lose our hair as we age. First, blood flow decreases and not enough oxygen and key nutrients reach our follicles. Second, the chemical DHT builds up in hair follicles and causes them to shrink. And third, we don't get enough of the nutrients needed to grow healthy hair. Folicare fights all of these hair killers with over 50 key ingredients that together help you grow and keep your own hair. Single approach products can't give you the incredible results that Folicare can. Folicare was developed by Dr. Chris Catalfo, who at 28 years old was rapidly going bald. Desperate, Dr. Catalfo attacked all the reasons for his hair loss at once and now has a full head of hair. His research gave us Folicare. It takes less than 5 minutes a day to use and costs less than a cup of coffee. And unlike some other products, there are no unwanted sexual side effects.
Unless you actually put this on your head, there's no way in the world that you're going to understand how good it is.
Have you ever heard a guy say, gee, I wish I were bald? No. Don't wait to get to this point to do something about hair loss. You too will grow hair with the patented Folicare system. We guarantee it or your money back.
You can fight hair loss and Folicare guarantees it. Unlike other products, Folicare costs as little as $1 a day. Call 1-800-284-5494 to order now. Folicare is easy, it's patented, and it works. Don't wait. Call 1-800-284-5494 or visit Folicare.com and get started today.
We are back in Idaho. Dane Oparesa, number 72, the offensive lineman, was the injured player. He has come off. Keone Steinhoff replaces him at right tackle. On 2nd and 10 from the 13-yard line, Colt Brennan scrambling under pressure from Ben Alexander and taken down. Thrown for a loss back at the 18-yard line. Beth Mullins, David Diaz-Infante, along with WAC Commissioner Carl Benson.
Colt Brennan takes a shotgun snap, moves to the outside. Nothing open. Great job in coverage all evening long by Idaho. Then great pursuit by Ben Alexander, getting the sack behind the line of scrimmage.
And this Idaho program, newcomer to the WAC.
Yeah, and they're playing up right now. You talked about some of the new teams coming into the conference. The WAC has been through changes before. And what does that mean?
I think one thing, David, that we've seen historically is that as teams come into the WAC, they get better. Under the WAC umbrella, they have a chance to get better, whether it's due to ESPN coverage, bowl opportunities. And I think that we're going to see a team, whether it's Idaho or New Mexico State or Utah State, get better in the WAC.
Yeah, just like Boise State comes in the WAC and become one of the premier teams. And
right now, Hawaii has just gotten a little bit better. Colt Brennan, the touchdown pass to Davone Bess to make it 12-0 with 8:39 to go here in the second. The freshman from Oakland with his second touchdown reception of the season. And that's the second TD through the air for Colt Brennan, the sophomore from Irvine, California. They botched the extra point on their first score, so now they will go for 2 to try and get to 14 points. And it's Tyler Gronke in at quarterback, the redshirt freshman, taking the snap. runs the option right, keeps it, and gets in for the two-point conversion. And Carl, one of the interesting things about playing in the WAC is it's going to be an exciting offensive show with 4 teams last year in the top 12 in the country, and Hawaii was among them. What intrigues you about watching this run and shoot offense?
Well, it is exciting. It's wide open, and you put the ball in the air all the time, and you can score a lot of points. You mentioned that the WAC has been the highest scoring conference, and you look back over history that the WAC has always been known as that very high potent offense.
Yeah, talking about the offense, June Jones as Gronke comes in at quarterback. This is something they do, run a little bit of that spread option offense with the backup quarterback. It makes the defense have to prepare for something else, and a great time to use it right there on the two-point conversion. Quarterback keeps it, Gronke does, and is able to convert for the Warriors.
17 yards on the touchdown strike from Brennan to Bess. And then the Gronke two-point conversion makes it 14-0 as Hawaii tries to spoil the Western Athletic Conference debut of the Idaho Vandals. And June Jones's team has put together 2 impressive long drives here in this first half, with Colt Brennan, the sophomore quarterback, leading the way. D'Angelo Ramsey set to take the kick from his own 1-yard line. Across the 20, spins at the 25 and out to the 27-yard line. Since we've got the commissioner with us upstairs here, let's take a look at the Western Athletic Conference Players of the Week. Fresno State's Paul Pinniger, Nevada defensive end Craig Bailey, as well as Nevada punter Justin Bergendahl. It was a nice win last weekend for Nevada over UNLV.
It was a big rivalry game for Nevada, and a good comeback after they lost their opener against Washington State. And I was in Eugene last week for the Fresno State Oregon game. Paul Pinniger had just an absolutely incredible game. Great passing on the part of Pinniger.
How excited are you guys at the conference office? You've already had Hawaii with a chance to take on the #1 ranked team in the country, USC. If they continue to play as well as they are, they have a meeting with Fresno State, and the Bulldogs will go in the Rose Bowl already sold out for that matchup later this year.
Well, Fresno State, again, a disappointing loss last week at Oregon, a game that they dominated. And Pinniger has become one of the premier quarterbacks in the country. And when you look at the past quarterbacks from Fresno State, David Carr and Trent Dilfer, and Pinniger is going to surpass all of their records and statistics by the time he's done.
When you talk about Fresno State offensively, talking to June Jones before the game, he really felt like the Bulldogs defense was more physical than USC, and he really thinks that they've got a shot when they go down the Rose Bowl. And he speaks so highly of that program and their team right now, and he feels like Pat Hill has put together quite a squad, and defensively they can hang with anybody in the country.
Well, they have a chance to get back on the national radar screen with 6 or 7 wins. I think that they're respected. Pat Hill has had an outstanding 4 or 5 year run, and Fresno State football definitely gets national recognition.
Idaho with the football, down by a couple of scores. Beth Mowens, David Diaz-Infante, and WAC Commissioner Carl Benson with you from the Kibbie Dome. And that is not a good sign for Hawaii. Dane Oparesa is being carted off the field after his injury on that last scoring drive. But we have heard so many good things about from the fans up here, as well as opposing coaches talking about Nick Holt. What has impressed you about the second-year coach for the Vandals?
Well, he's got great credentials. He's been under a lot of good coaches, and I think that he brings a style at Idaho that is going to continue to get better.
The dive up the middle, maybe picked up 1. It'll be 3rd down and about 5. Here is the weekend for the WAC. Cal looking good against New Mexico State. Colorado State a winner over Nevada. Utah State with the lead against UNLV in the 4th, and San Jose State.
There you go, my Spartans.
The alma mater. Wow, huge.
Taking it to San Diego State down there in Tom Kraft. That's good news for the Spartans.
Well, and Dick Tomey, a longtime coach at Hawaii before going to the University of Arizona, comes out of retirement and goes back to San Jose State. And San Jose State, even though they're not one of the new members of the WAC, they really bring this play-up philosophy as well, as far as the commitment that San Jose State has made.
Yeah, in terms of a new president, new athletic director, and really kind of new commitment to a program that's had such a rich history when you look back on it. Players coming from there and kind of went through a downtime, but really been re-energized there in San Jose, huh?
Well, and Dick Tomey, is going to be a Hall of Fame coach, and I think he brings the credibility to that program. And a new president, Don Cassing, new athletic director, and Tom Bowen, have made a tremendous commitment and investment in San Jose State sports.
And it looks like they are on pace to snap an 8-game road losing streak. We want to thank Commissioner Carl Benson for joining us up here in the booth here in Moscow. We will take another timeout and be back after this.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, David.
All right, Carl.
Hot bod. B-O-D for me. Check out that bod. I want your bod. Bodman fragrance spray. Bodman fragrance spray.
Every day, Progressive does something that's, well, progressive. They have this ticker that shows their car insurance rates and their top competitors. Right now on Progressive.com, you can see actual rates that people are getting. Sometimes Progressive is the lowest. Sometimes they're not. Hey, if they're this helpful when you're shopping for car insurance, imagine how they'll be once you're a customer.
Jason from California.
Kathy, Michigan.
Today, thousands of people will go to Progressive.com, where they'll get their quote for car insurance and see what other people have been quoted as well. Whether Progressive is the highest or the lowest, you'll see it all. Go to Progressive.com, because the more you know, the easier it is to make a smart decision.
Daniel DJ Smith was helped off the field just a moment ago, so the Vandals will punt it away. Conley with the kick. End over end job. Fielded by Andre Kelly at around the 25-yard line. Flags fly. And Kelly is dragged down at the 33. Cole Snyder, the starting middle linebacker, had the coverage. But again, a penalty flag thrown. Holding against Hawaii. The referee, Daniel Romeo. Our umpire tonight, Steve Kohler.
During the kick, holding. Receiving team, number 27. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down.
Daniel DJ Smith trying to shake out the cobwebs after that big hit from Tanuvasa Moy.
Yeah, Moy comes in and it's a helmet-to-helmet hit right in the chops. And DJ Smith is lucky to be getting up right there. That's the crown of the helmet right underneath his chin. That's helmet to helmet. He's lucky. There should have been a flag thrown there. The receiver's defenseless at that point. His concentration is on the football, and the officials got to watch out for those types of hits to protect the players.
That's a point of emphasis. No helmet-to-helmet contact.
And the Vandals need Smith back in the lineup. They're struggling enough offensively. 4 possessions, 4 punts. They've got to get something going and keep this Warrior offense off the field.
Meanwhile, Colt Brennan's got 2 touchdown passes here in the first half. And the completion out across the 30-yard line to Ian Sample. Jason Martin had the coverage. So far, this quarterback battle going the way of Colt Brennan. 209 yards and 2 touchdowns. We've still got 6:41 to go.
Well, right there, Brennan 16 of 20, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wichman really struggling, as the whole offense is. You know, one of the things we talked about is they need to get the running game going because they're a play-action team. Well, they haven't been able to get the running game at all, and the passing, Wichman has suffered because of that. But Nick Holt's got to be pleased with this defense. Has really kind of been hanging in there, playing tough, not giving up really any big plays, forcing Hawaii to march down the field. And they've just got to keep playing hard and wait for something good to happen, create a turnover, kind of ignite this offense again, make something happen, and hopefully the offense can convert that into points.
Mike Benelli, the senior from Camarillo, California, leading the charge from his defensive end position. Second down and 9. Out to the 45-yard line on the give. That was Latucello on the carry. David Vobra with the stop. Once again, the top 2 backs, Nate Ilawa and Brian Manea-Faiga, both out with hamstring injuries. We have not seen either of them in this first half. Hawaii 5 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. They've got a 3rd and 6 coming up here from their own 35. With the completion across the 40 and close to the first down.
Looks like that'll be good for the first down. The Vandals bring pressure from the field, overload it. Colt Brennan knows where it's coming from and has the route called to the other side. And hits Ian Sample on the out route. Just enough yardage for the first down. Excellent awareness by Sample. Nice throw by Brennan.
Needed 6, got 6. So it's 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line for Hawaii. 2 scoring drives of better than 60 yards here in this first half. Brennan. Blitz picked up nicely. Now Colt scrambling, and he'll be taken down. May have picked up 1 on the scramble. Jeff Edwards finally tracked him down, the senior from Coeur d'Alene, making his 2nd start of the season.
Talked about Colt Brennan's mobility and awareness. To see him looking right. They've got 1 blitz picked up, nothing open downfield. Does a nice job avoiding a couple tacklers and finding a way to get some positive yardage out of there and securing the football too. You see him, eyes are still looking downfield, avoiding some rushers. Great athleticism. And June Jones, he's a little bit over 200 pounds right now. Wants to see him bulk up. Hey, if you get to 215, 220, you're really going to be something to contend with. Your mobility, your arm strength, and your awareness.
His accuracy through the air, now 18 for 22 after that completion. And a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage. That was to Ross Dickerson with D'Angelo Ramsey on the coverage. Pickup of 5.
There
Let's
is
see if
no
it stands.
foul. The action was legal.
And the play will stand.
And you know, the other interesting thing that June Jones had to say about Colt Brennan was, boy, the composure. Guys like him. He handles himself well in the huddle. Nothing really rattles him. He's calm. Even when they're getting, you know, against Michigan State and they're getting pounded a little bit, he's in there in the huddle going, all right, guys, give me some time. Let's get something going here. Staying positive, not getting rattled or frustrated. So, and I think that's one of those important qualities a quarterback has to be more than any other position, is a level head about you, a calmness, and the ability to lead.
Another 3rd down. They are 6 for 8 in the first half on the conversions. This is 3rd and a long 1 from midfield. Brennan with 4 receivers. The quick throw to Sample. First down, Warriors. Sample's ridden out of bounds all the way down to the 32-yard line. Reggie Jones pushes him out. Let's check in with Mike Hall in the ESPNU studios.
Hey, Beth, David, coming up at halftime, we'll tell you a top 10 team has fallen. We'll have highlights from it. Was it the #1 team in the land? They were down at the half. We'll also take you to the Battle of the Techs, Georgia against Virginia, and some big surprises in the Big Ten. That coming up with Tom Luganville and Steve Israel when at halftime.
Thanks a lot, Mike. And who would have thunk at the beginning of the season that possibly the biggest game in the Big Ten Conference will be next weekend when Minnesota visits Penn State in a battle of unbeatens.
Boy, Minnesota really made a statement in their game against Purdue. What a heck of a football game that was. And it was their defense that stepped up and won the game for them. But they're a physical football team.
Both those teams will be 4-0 heading into next weekend's matchup. Penn State with a late touchdown in the last minute of play to beat Northwestern, and then that double overtime thriller for the Gophers. Lawrence Maroney, 214 yards, a career high. Get him on your Heisman list if he isn't there already.
Yeah, 40-something carries. He's a workhorse, and what a physical runner he is. And you know what? A good receiver, too. They use him out of the backfield well, made some big plays for him through the air for Minnesota.
Brennan on second down and short. Completes the pass to the 15-yard line, but a flag out of the secondary. Ross Dickerson with another catch. And it's offensive pass interference. Fourth penalty of this first half against the Warriors.
Offensive pass interference, number 82, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
And that was Dickerson, the guy who made the catch, creating a little space for himself.
Yeah, pushing off before he sat down in the zone, and Colt Brennan delivers the ball to him. And Brennan's hit 7 different receivers so far, so he's spreading the ball around. That's really what this offense is really all about. Spread the formation, spread your defense out. They can have the ability to run the ball inside and throw it down the field or in the flats, flood your zones, and they do a good job of it. It's obviously been one of the more successful offenses in football. Mouse Davis, June Jones, been around a long time.
2nd and 17 after the penalty. Brennan completes the pass inside the 30-yard line. That was Dickerson again. That'll bring up another third down situation. Well, the ESPN College Football Encyclopedia is the biggest, richest reference guide ever published on the history of college football. You've got profiles, records, fight songs, you name it, they've got it. Box scores for every major bowl game ever played. Vote breakdowns for every Heisman race and a complete list of every year's consensus All-Americans, where you can look up and see if David Diaz-Infante ever got that AA All-American honors during his playing days at San Jose State. It's available now wherever books are sold, the ESPN College Football Encyclopedia. Third down and 5 from the 27. We'll set up the wideout screen and nothing doing. Michael Washington thrown for a loss. Jason Martin, the first guy there.
Hawaii out of the shotgun, just going to throw that little screen to the wide receiver, to the slot back. Idaho, great job defensively, defeating the blocks by the wide receivers. Excellent read, nice rally into the football. And so far, you know, they've really tackled well defensively. Haven't missed a lot of tackles. They've kept the ball in front of them and really forcing Hawaii to march down the field. And that was one of the keys, you know, that Nick Holt talked about is, hey, we've got to tackle better. You know, we can't miss a tackle because they're so fast. So they'll take that to the house. So far they've been able to accomplish that. They just got to get their offense going.
And here we go. 4th and 6. And flags fly on the snap. Waning moments of this first half.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, number 66 and number 7 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That will set them back. Will we, by the way, find you in the encyclopedia listed with the All-Americans?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. San Jose State, 10-2 our senior year. We're 2-2 2-10 the year before, something like that, and then turned around.
That was the year after you left?
No, that was my senior year. Yeah. Junior year, we were struggling a little bit. We came back. Mike Perez was our quarterback. Guy that went on to be an All-American, led the nation in offense. We weren't afraid to throw the ball at San Jose State.
And they may have picked up a big win. They were leading late in their game tonight. Coming up at the half, we'll go back to the studio for the U halftime report with Mike Hall. The Trojans, did they pass their big test at Autzen Stadium against Oregon? Also technically sound and some surprises in the Big Ten Conference. What's going on with the Buckeyes and the Wolverines today?
Wow. Week in and week out, there's always something happening, someone being upset, surprises all over. Well, that's what makes it great.
Some more overtime games to tell you about. We've seen all kinds of different hairstyles down there on the Hawaii sideline.
That is it.
When we talked about the schedule that Hawaii has played, they've seen USC, they've seen Michigan State, and Jerry Glanville talking about how Stephen Wichmann of Idaho may be just as accurate as those two guys that they faced. Matt Leinart at Southern Cal, Drew Stanton at Michigan State. Those are the season numbers in the first column in terms of their completion rate. And those are the numbers on the other side there as to what they did in their games against Hawaii. You see, Drew Stanton was even better than average, and they have really put the clamps on Wichmann tonight.
Yeah, they really have. And talking about Wichmann, Jerry Glanville said, you know, his ability to throw the ball in a tight box, they really liked him a lot. And obviously you can see what Leinart and Stanton did. And the 75 and 8% completion percentage is incredible.
4th down and 11. And the pass over the top, and the receiver wasn't looking for it as it whizzed by his helmet. Michael Washington was out there.
And David Vibora came on the blitz, and boy, he took a shot on Colt Brennan. He's lucky he wasn't called for personal foul or roughing the passer. But, you know, I like Idaho. They're not going to sit back. Last couple times on 3rd down and long and 4th down, they're coming after the quarterback. You got to do that, and that caused a little mistiming between Washington and Brennan. Brennan couldn't hold on that ball anymore. He took a shot anyways. Hey, receiver, you got to turn your head around, be awake, be alive. Your quarterback's trying to get you the ball when you're open.
Final 2 seconds of the first half. Idaho will hand it off. Sherman with the run, and that'll take care of the first half of play. 2 touchdown passes for Colt Brennan. 1 to Ross Dickerson, 1 to Davone Bess. It's 14-0 Hawaii. For more on this game and the rest of a long day of college football, let's go back to Mike Hall for the U halftime report. And welcome back to college football Saturday night prime time. Hawaii with the lead over Idaho, 14-0 through the first half of play. Beth Mowins along with David Diaz-Infante. And David, it really came down to the passing game of Colt Brennan, and that's been the difference so far for Hawaii.
Yeah, Colt Brennan's really led the charge for Hawaii in that run and shoot offense. 22 of 27, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns. And they've really done a nice job marching down the field, and neither team really has been able to do anything in terms of running the ball at all. Idaho's just got to try and get something going offensively.
Yep, 4 possessions and 4 punts so far for the Vandals. And you take a look at the passing numbers, big advantage for Hawaii. Both of their touchdowns coming from Brennan through the air.
Yeah, in time of possession, Hawaii dominating 20 minutes to just under 10 minutes for Idaho. So Idaho will get the ball in this second half. Nick Holt and the Vandals just got to try and get something going offensively. I think their defense has played, you know, pretty darn well in this first half. Not really giving up a lot of big plays, forcing Hawaii to march down the field.
And the kick, and stepping out of bounds, the miscue right out of the locker room by D'Angelo Ramsey. Should have let that one go. They would have had the football out at the 35-yard line. Instead, he steps out of bounds at the 2.
And D'Angelo Ramsey is a junior, not one of the young guys. When you're a leader and a veteran guy on your team, you got to lead by example, and that's knowing when to let the ball go, when to make a catch on it instead of getting the ball on the 45-yard line. He tries to make a catch or let the ball go out, but you can't go out of bounds inside your own 5. Now the offense has been struggling so far anyways. They got to start within their own 5-yard line.
That's where Steve Wichman will take over the offense. The handoff. They are looking for some numbers on the ground in that first half. 33 yards rushing for Idaho. And the comparison to the quarterbacks that Hawaii has seen in its first 3 games, Matt Leinart completed 75% of his passes. Drew Stanton of Michigan State completed 80% of his passes against this Hawaii defense, but it's been a different story today for Steve Wichman. Just about a third of his passes have been completed.
Yeah, 36%, and that's why they punted 4 times in the first half.
They'll try on the ground again to establish some sort of running attack. Raleigh Lumbala, the sophomore from Calgary, Alberta. Again, they're missing a big weapon in Jason Bird, their starter, who is out for the season with an injury. And Wichman so far through the air, 4 of 11, 71 yards. Nick Holt and his crew looking for some sort of break. Not the start they wanted to this third quarter, deep in their own territory. On 3rd down and about 6. Wichman will throw, pass, deflected up into the air, incomplete. And now the Vandals will have to punt it away out of their own end zone.
Lama Francis blocked that pass down. That again, Hawaii brings pressure off the edge. Wichman dropped back, trying to make a play on 3rd down. Jerry Glanville and his defense bringing a little pressure. And Lama Francis gets his hand up, gets that big paw up, knocks that ball down. And Idaho is going to be forced to punt again.
Conley will have to kick it out of his own end zone. Andre Taylor back at midfield. And the flag, as there's some contact at the line of scrimmage.
Maybe on Hawaii.
Well, a 5-yard penalty would make things interesting. On 4th and 5.
Offside, defense, middle of the line, 5-yard penalty. The yardage does give them a first down.
The whole middle of the line.
Perhaps that's the break.
Yeah, there's a break that the Idaho offense needed, a chance to move the sticks. And Hawaii just comes right across the ball. I don't know if the center gave him a little hitch with the head sometimes. Can happen from the long snapper. But anyways, first, real break for the Idaho offense. Let's see if they can translate it into some movement down the field and hopefully a score. The good news, they're only down 14-0. I mean, they're still in this ball game. It's anybody's to have. You just got to find a way to get something going, build some success. And if you can't run the ball, how do you throw the short passes, get some completions, try and get Wichman in a little rhythm.
So on 1st down after the penalty, and immediately it looks like Idaho's going to give the yardage back. Some movement up front.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Hank Therian being called for the penalty.
Adam Corby, the center, is the only guy that started that position last week that started it again this week. They have shaken up the rest of the line due to injuries and even an appendectomy. Jade Tadvik is out of that lineup, so everybody, with the exception of Corby, has had to move to a different position or come from down the depth chart.
And if there's any place on the football team where he needs some continuity, it's in that offensive line. But Corby's a great story. A redshirt freshman out of Fort Collins, Colorado. He's a guy that even the Hawaii coaches raved about. Tough, physical, smart. He makes calls up front for the offensive line.
There's Nate Katzer, one of the co-offensive coordinators. Try the handoff up the middle and nothing doing. Terrific job by Purcell, the first guy to get there. Malila, the senior from American Samoa.
You know, on offense, you run that fake reverse to try to affect the backside defensive end. Nothing there, though. A nice job by Purcell, staying at home, playing his responsibility, and shutting down that backside, fighting off the offensive tackle, and making sure he gets that tackle down for a loss.
2nd down and 15 now from the 8-yard line for the Vandals. Richmond hands it off to Antoine Sherman. May have picked up a couple. This was a rushing attack that was 111th out of 117 in the nation last year. They lost their starting running back Bird to an injury. The rest of the injuries to the front line not boding well right now for the Vandals. 4 carries for 8 yards, the rushing attack on this first possession here in the second half.
Now they leave themselves with 3rd and long. See if Richmond can make something happen.
They'll work out of the shotgun. Steps up into the pocket, hit as he releases it, and nearly intercepted out at the 32-yard line. Oh, Kofensis had that one in his sights. The numbers for the Hawaii defense, and again, we'll put the asterisk on there of playing against USC and Michigan State in their first 2 games.
And so far in this, after the first half, their stats are improving remarkably. But I mean, that's what happens. You know, over 52 points a game, you know, 187 yards a game rushing. And I talked to Jerry Glanville about that. I go, hey, coach, you know, what's been going on with that? And he goes, well, a lot of it's we've been out of the ball game, second teamers in there, and teams just running the ball late, which kind of pad those stats. He goes, we're a little bit better than those stats show.
Conley's boot out of the end zone, and Hawaii will have it in Idaho territory. Jerry Glanville's defense gets the ball back for June Jones and the O.
You want game? ESPN Game Plan has up to 15 college football games this Saturday. Key matchups and rivalries from major conferences, all available when you order your exclusive ESPN Game Plan pay-per-view package. It's maximum college football. To order, call your cable or satellite provider. Also available online. Order at ESPN.com, keyword Game Plan.
Lunch is ready. Gourmet sandwiches made with artisan breads, topped with spreads like tomato feta, and fine deli meats, with a wide assortment of flavorful gourmet cheeses. But what truly makes them heavenly is how easy it is to find them. All of our sandwiches are made in local kitchens and delivered fresh daily. 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven.
No crunches ever.
Introducing the Ab Lounge, scientifically designed to get you up off the floor, making old-fashioned crunches a thing of the past.
Sculpt your abdominals using the Ab Lounge Jackknife, proven in university testing to be better for your body. Compare the Ab Lounge to an old-fashioned crunch. The advanced Ab Lounge Jackknife generates up to 75% more muscle activity in the upper and lower abdominals, and an amazing 268% more in the love handle obliques.
It's a complete lifestyle system, including Ab Lounge toning routine, healthy eating guide, and an aerobic workout designed to maximize results.
I have this one pair of jeans. After just 8 weeks, my fat jeans don't really fit anymore.
And now, for 2005, we'll also include the ultimate package, including a fitness computer, toning bands, fitness and nutrition CD-ROM, and an extended 1-year warranty. Call now to try the Ab Lounge for 30 days for just $14.95. If you don't agree the Ab Lounge is the best way to a sexy stomach, just send it back for a refund of your $14.95.
Hawaii with the 2-touchdown lead over Idaho, and the football for the Warriors. They'll start out 1st and 10 in Vandal territory at the 44-yard line. Colt Brennan guiding the offense. He's already got 2 touchdown passes tonight in this WAC opener for these 2 clubs, and Brennan sacked back out across midfield. Herb Cash coming up from the secondary along with Jeff Edwards.
I like it. Idaho comes out defensively, bringing pressure right away on 1st down. They collapse the pocket. Edwards is there. And Colt Brennan really nowhere to go. They run some line steps, stunts up front, bring a defensive back, apply pressure. Hey, you can't sit back and take it. Let's make something happen. Hopefully create a turnover.
That was one of the things that Nick Holt talked about. Cannot do the same thing against this run and shoot, or they will pick you apart. Trying to give Brennan some new looks. On second down to the air again, incomplete out into the flat. That'll bring up 3rd and long. Brennan 22 of 28 for 259 tonight.
They had Michael Washington open there. That's one of the few passes that he's missed. And the Warriors have been 7 of 10 on 3rd down so far. Got quite a challenge before him right now, a 3rd and very long.
3rd and 17 from their own 49. Brennan tries the shuffle pass, and that was read by the Vandals. Josh Shaw was waiting to tackle the back before he even received the football. In a punting situation. Good possession there for Nick Holt's defense.
Yeah, nice job. You know, they got aggressive. They brought the heat from the corners, from the inside, putting pressure on Colt Brennan, going, hey, we cannot let this guy sit back there and make the throws when he wants to make them. They try to move the pocket that time, but they chase him down from behind. They try to throw the shovel. Great job of coverage by Cole Snyder and company.
Kurt Milne will punt it away. Wes Williams back deep. High kick. Williams telling his mates to stay away from it, and it will bounce out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Thursday night college football continues on ESPNU. It's Southeast Missouri State, the Red Hawks, taking on the Samford Bulldogs. That's Thursday night, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, in a clash in the Ohio Valley Conference. College football primetime on ESPNU Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. The Vandals and the Warriors here looking for their first win of the season and get a leg up on the Western Athletic Conference. This is the season opener. And the first ever appearance in the WAC for Idaho. Wichman's pass intended for Matt Askew and through Askew's hands.
Wichman had Askew open too. Got the defensive back turned around on the comeback route. Wichman threw it right on his hands. You got to make that catch. Your team needs a play. Close to the first down.
Second down and 10. And in motion was Ford, Tracy Ford. Out across the 25-yard line, slammed there. Coming up to make the hit, Kenny Patton.
TJ Smith right there. Took a hit earlier in the ball game.
Well, it's good to see him strapping the helmet back on. We weren't sure we'd see him again after this play.
Yeah, defenseless in the air. Boy, took a hit right in the chops, and you got to watch out for guys in that vulnerable position.
Wichman, little play action hit before he could release it. And thrown down for the loss back inside the 20-yard line. Solomon Elimimian along with Tanuvasa Moy, the first guys there. And Jerry Glanville, as he told us yesterday, we want to bring someone from somewhere on every play. And he's got a couple of someones coming here.
Look, they're bringing heat on the outside. And it's Moy going over the top. And Labala's got to learn, hey, you can't cut block a defensive player when you're near the quarterback in the backfield. He's going to fall on the quarterback's legs. Hawaii just all over Wichman right there. Had no chance to do anything with the football.
Another possession and another punt now for Idaho. Finally gets the boot away to Andre Taylor. And that one will go out of bounds. Hawaii with the football. They've got the lead under 9 minutes to go here in the third.
4 minutes. Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. For years, E-Trade stood outside, throwing stones at the financial establishment. Now that we've matured and offer everything from trading to banking, we're doing it from inside. Be extraordinary at etrade.com.
A great sportscaster once promised to tell it like it is. Not quite. Because first you have to tell it like it was. Every weeknight, Classic Now will take breaking sports news and give it to you with a deep perspective and backstory. Are today's stars innovators or imitators? From yesterday to today and back, all in one show. I'm Josh Elliott. Join me for Classic Now, where the past is always present.
7 and 11 p.m. every weeknight, only on ESPN Classic.
Attention football fans, can't get enough NFL this season? Follow your team and the entire NFL through the pages of Sports Illustrated. SI gives you the insight and analysis every fan wants with award-winning writing, spectacular photos, and coverage of all your favorite sports. Plus, as part of this special offer, you will also get a Team Choice NFL fleece jacket with the logo of your favorite team, and this Team Choice NFL tee in the color of your favorite team. Both are free when you order 56 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.59 an issue. A savings of over 60% off the cover price. Use your credit card for faster delivery and get a free NFL team hat. Call now and gear up in support of your favorite team with the officially licensed Team Choice NFL fleece jacket, t-shirt, and hat all free when you order a year of Sports Illustrated.
Call 1-800-221-1700. That's 1-800-221-1700 or order online at sinflorder.com.
Some of the paintings on the wall here inside the Kibbie Dome. Hawaii with the lead over Idaho 14-0. They pick a sorority and a fraternity from every homecoming. When they pick a winner, every sorority and fraternity does a painting. They put it up on the wall here. The homecoming for Idaho will be against Utah State next weekend. Put some fresh paint up there. Brennan almost has the pass picked off. What a jump on it by DJ Dykes, but couldn't hang on.
Colt Brennan's back. He's telegraphing where he wants to go with that football from the get-go. As DJ Dykes makes a great break on the ball. Should have had that ball picked off. Could have been a big turnover, turn things around. But a great read, just reading the eyes of the quarterback, playing that deep safety in the zone, and makes a nice break on the football. And Colt Brennan's kind of gotten away with that a lot, you know, looking at his receiver and thinks he's got the arm and the ability to get it in there. Well, that time, Dykes made a nice play on the football.
Idaho has not had good field position in this second half. They may need the defense to get a turnover to help them out. Scrambling to try and get loose is Davone Bess, but nowhere to go. Cole Snyder, the middle linebacker, leading the charge. Well, Hawaii making the visit to Idaho. We thought we'd make a little comparison. Honolulu and Moscow. 380,000 people out in Honolulu. 22,000 here in Moscow. A bit warmer out on the islands.
Yeah, look at that. Miles apart. 2,870. First time Hawaii's been to Idaho. But you know what? They still got the Aloha shirts on the sideline.
They've only been down to Boise, southern part of the state. They haven't made the trip up to the Kibbie Dome. Where they may be coming, every other year now that the Vandals are in the conference. Snyder again on the tackle. Cole, a Lombardi list candidate, the senior from Kamiah, Idaho, and of course shares the same hometown as Ken Hobart, the Kamiah kid, and one of the all-time great quarterbacks here at the University of Idaho.
And Cole Snyder's a guy you don't think, he doesn't look like that big of a football player you see him, but watch him fight out that block and make that play. Nick Holt just raves about this young guy. He's a leader of their team. He's had 42 tackles already this year coming in this ball game, but he's just a football player. He's a leader out there and gets guys lined up and just got a motor that doesn't stop.
No surprise, he's a coach's kid. His father, Tony, was his coach growing up. Wes Williams going to try and return this one. Ball loose at the end of the play, and it looked like Idaho was able to jump on it at the 21-yard line. Let's check in with Mike Hall in the studio.
Thanks, Beth. Earlier today, TCU, BYU, a lot of letters. That makes it fun. Overtime. BYU's up 6. Charles Rogers with a 2-yard touchdown run. So we're knotted up at 50. All they've got to do is get the extra point in. Oh, the graphic showed you. There it is. Chris Manfredini gets it. 51-50. By the way, Beth and David, trivia coming on our very next visit.
All right.
See what they dig up for us.
Should we fire the first salvo? The first trivia question of the night?
Yeah, I think we should, since we were 3-0 last week.
Some of the homecoming paintings here on the walls. A big homecoming visit next week for Utah State. We just talked about the Kamiah kid, Ken Hobart, former quarterback here. How about a former teammate of yours with the Denver Broncos that starred here at the University of Idaho? Let's fire that one back to the studio. Can you name him? One of the all-time Vandal greats. Got a couple of World Championship rings, right?
Yeah, 3 in fact.
So we will fire the first salvo on our nightly Saturday night primetime trivia contest with Mike and the guys back in the studio. 6:35 to go here in the third quarter. It's been all Hawaii. Let's see if the Vandal offense can get something cranked up here. Hawaii down to 0 now. Rushing yards coming off of that loss last weekend to Washington where they were -4 on the ground. That's Jason Brown on the carry and a penalty flag down as Brown is taken to the deck. It'll be offsides on Hawaii. June Jones's club out to the 14-0 advantage.
Defense, number 1, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
June Jones is not like that. He knows he's letting this Idaho team hang around a little bit too much. 14-0, not much of a lead, but so far as defense has done an outstanding job.
Led by Jerry Glanville. He's got his old friend Mouse Davis on the offensive side for him. 2 of his mentors, really, guys that have influenced his career the most, he told us when we had a chance to talk with him yesterday. He played for both Mouse and Jerry, as well as coached alongside them. And a big stinger in the secondary. Pass intended for Williams. Landon Kafensis tried to knock his block off.
Boy, did he ever. Wichmann does what you're supposed to do, keeps that ball tight and thin in the seam, tries to squeeze it between the defensive players. But boy, he takes a hit to the lips. Wes Williams does. Bounces right up though. Hey, that's what's going to happen sometimes. Boy, that's right on the chin. That's a big time hit.
Looked like a very catchable ball too, went through the hands of Williams. Wichmann back to the air. A little too much on that one. Pass incomplete to Jeff Stowe. And that will once again bring up 4th down and a punting situation.
You know, you keep putting yourself in 3rd and 7 and plus. You know, the odds are not with you to convert that. You know, you can do it every once in a while, but boy, you got to do a better job in 1st and 2nd down to give your offense a chance and your quarterback to make a play and open up that playbook for your offensive coordinator.
We'll kick it away to Andre Taylor. Have a chance, and instead he'll let this one bounce. It all goes back to that initial kickoff to open up this second half. And Idaho has not been able to get away from the shadow of their own goal line. And this a big-time boot from T.J. Conley, and perhaps this is the break that the Vandals were looking for to try and get some better field position. Hawaii with the football. When we come back, they're up 14-0.
A lesson for parents about the power of your cable remote. Yes, you can surf the channels with it. But did you know? The cable remote can help control what your children watch. It's pretty easy. First hit Menu or Settings, then scroll through the on-screen options to set your password. Finally, block the programming by channel or rating, and talk to your children about why certain programs are not for them. Set your parental controls. It's easy. For more details on parental controls and tools, go to controlyourtv.org.
Sunday, the NFL is running all day long with highlights, analysis, and the latest news. At 11, Sunday NFL Countdown. Then at 8:30, the Giants take on the Chargers. The NFL on ESPN.
Think you can't get high-speed internet at your house? Feel like you're stuck with dial-up internet? Think again.
Directway is high-speed internet by satellite, a super-fast instant connection that's available anywhere in the continental U.S. All you need is a clear view of the southern sky. Directway works with your PC or Mac for faster connections, faster downloads, faster surf speeds, faster everything. There's no software to install, and Directway doesn't use a phone line, so no more dialing in, no more missed calls, no need to spring for that extra line. People, it's time you get the high-speed option you really want. Call 1-866-GET-D-WAY or visit getdway.com and get Directway at your house. It's a no-brainer. Directway, the super-fast instant internet connection that doesn't use a phone line or care where you live. Free yourself. Get Directway. Call 1-866-GET-D-WAY or visit getdway.com now and get high-speed satellite internet. The choice is yours, and you deserve it.
Vandal fans trying to get their team fired up. They trail right now 14-0. And here's how the Warriors got the job done. First possession of the game for Hawaii back in the first quarter. Colt Brennan to Ross Dickerson, 11 yards, capping a 68-yard drive. They missed the extra point. And then early in the second quarter, Brennan to Davone Bess, 17 yards. They got the two-point conversion, capping off a 61-yard drive to make it 14-0. And a completion for Brennan, close to a first down for Hawaii, as he was able to find Michael Washington. Herb Cash had the coverage. An impressive outing so far for Colt with the 2 touchdowns. Now over 250 yards through the air. They did pick up enough for the first down there, a gain of 10 on the pass play.
And they've been running that out route every time against that soft coverage. 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2, 2 receivers on each side. Colt Brennan just throwing the ball right on target in between the zones, and here we go again.
Now he goes vertical and across the middle for the big gainer into Idaho territory. DJ Dykes able to grab hold of Davone Bess. Pickup of 30 on the play.
And there's Colt Brennan again, just looking right down the seam between the 2 safeties, and it's Davone Bess just keeping it straight, and Colt able to throw that ball right on a rope.
Look at the numbers for Brennan, 27 of 34. Needs 1 more yard for a 300-yard passing day. This is a new career high for Brennan. He had 250 in the USC game earlier this year. Brennan showing his footwork as well, running for another first down. Jeff Edwards on the tackle. Hawaii just gashing the Idaho defense on this drive.
And Colt Brennan looks like he was rolling out, going to throw that little shovel pass, but no one threatened him. So if they're playing the running back, what do? You keep the football and you head up downfield. Did a nice job picking up a big gain.
And now's the time of the game, too, David, where we may start to see a little fatigue set in. The Idaho defense has been out there an awful long time.
Yeah, time of possession way in favor of the Warriors. And you're right, it begins to take its toll on a defense. Fatigue sets in. You can only go so hard so long, but they've got to find a way to keep up the fight.
24 minutes for Hawaii, 15 for Idaho. Again, the out route to Michael Washington. Pickup of about 9 on the play to the 23-yard line. David Vobra, the sophomore from Eugene, Oregon, with the tackle.
There's that time of possession right there in Hawaii, 24:07. Idaho 15:32. It begins to take its toll on a team. This Vandal defense has certainly played with a lot of heart so far.
Second down and short for Brennan. Trips right. And that handed off on the draw. Stuffed behind the line of scrimmage for a loss by Jeff Edwards. We've been calling Jeff's name an awful lot. Making just his second start.
One of the few seniors out there for the Vandals out of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And that's one of the other running plays you'll see out of this run and shoot. They pull the offside guard and try to kick out the end. Double team on the defensive tackles and take advantage of the aggressive pass rush, because you've seen the throw all day long to these guys that pass rushing upfield. Nice job by Edwards. penetrated on the play.
7 for 12 on 3rd down, but 0 for 2 so far in the second half. Brennan sheds a would-be tackler, tries to drop it underneath, incomplete. A little bit behind Davone Bess, who was cutting across the middle. 4th down situation, and the Hawaii offense looks to the sideline. June Jones not pulling them off just yet. And what's the answer for the run and shoot? Let's not send in the punter. Let's just send in another wide receiver. Taylor checks into the game. And now June will call a timeout to talk things over. Let's check in with Mike Hall in the studio.
Beth, thank you very much. Earlier on today, we saw Boston College and Clemson. BC is down 3, and Andre Callender pops it all the way in. They say he's not in, but later on, Toll pops it in. So there we go in overtime, a walk-off thing, and scene 16-13. Beth, are you ready for your trivia? Here it comes.
Far away.
All right. Who is the only first-round draft choice in the history of Hawaii football in the NFL?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And David, you ought to know this one, my friend.
He's an offensive guard.
No, he's not.
Why do they give you all the lines?
He's more skilled than that, David.
First rounder from Hawaii.
Only first-round draft choice.
Only first-round draft choice. I want to say Jason Elam.
No, but good call.
No?
He was a second-rounder.
Take some time to think about it, guys.
All right, let me give it a little bit of thought there.
You bet. We'll give you some time.
And our trivia question is still on the board. A former teammate of David's with the Broncos who starred here at the University of Idaho. So while you guys rifle through the Idaho media guide, we'll get out the Hawaii media guide.
What's the...
for trivia night.
I thought it was the...
Elam's a good call. So on 4th down, after the timeout, they'll bring on the place kicker, and the field goal is good.
Whoa, I'm searching through my mind.
From Dan Kelly.
One of the Noga brothers, perhaps. Legends in the Hawaii program.
Hawaii adding to the lead with this Kelly field goal.
Nice job fielding the snap. Plenty of leg.
Wow.
Splits the uprights.
Sunday, 2 schools separated by less than 60 miles will meet in the 5th annual Steel City Classic. It's the Golden Bears of Miles College and the Tigers of Stillman. The Steel City Classic on ESPNU Sunday at 3 Eastern. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Reminder as well that the ESPN family of networks will have another college football game for you on Monday. That rescheduled game between LSU and Tennessee set for Monday night on ESPN2. So the field goal from Dan Kelly is now 2 for 3 on the season. And it's 70-0.
Mike Hall was right. I should have known this right away.
Oh.
Denver Bronco. Teammate of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Is their trivia answer the same as our trivia answer?
No,
oh,
no.
Okay.
And it's Ashley Lee, wide receiver for the Denver Broncos.
Wow.
How could I not know that?
You're going to hear about that when you head back to Denver.
I call her games on the weekends also. We get ready to play the Chiefs on Monday night.
Ramsey returns it out to the 25-yard line after the 52-yard field goal from Kelly. And a flag thrown in late. What a boot by the freshman from Temecula, his career long, to add to the Hawaii lead.
After the play was over, personal foul, 17, 15. Wait a minute.
'17 would be Jack Rolovich.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 17, receiving team.
In fact, that'll go the other way against Robert Davis of Idaho. And again, the setbacks. The Vandals have had atrocious starting field position on their drives here in the second half.
Starting again deep in their own territory. Nick Holt not happy right now.
This drive will start out 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Why not allowing Idaho to establish their running game tonight? Wichmann goes upstairs, has a man wide open across the 40-yard line. Matt Askew, and out to the 45. Best play of the night for the Idaho offense.
We talked about Idaho's second half possessions. There's a nice play right there by Wichmann, throwing the corner route to Askew, makes a catch, tries to break a tackle, trying to pick up some extra yards for his team. Idaho's starting points in the second half is their own 1-yard line, their own 22, their own 20, and their own 12. It doesn't help your offense much.
On the first down here to break out, Wichmann goes deep across the middle, overthrows his man Desmond Belton, and we'll head back to the studio in Mike Hall.
Beth, David, thank you. Let's check out Arizona State progress. Sam Keller looking to get Hagan, and I love Lamp.
Do you really love Lamp?
I love Lamp. 21-3, a 5-yard touchdown, their second connection of the day. And we think we heard David maybe hear that answer in his ear. It wasn't something that really just popped into his head. Is that fair there, David?
I was inspired. Divine inspiration. How could I not get that right away? That's bad. Ashley Lee.
Yeah, well, you didn't say final answer on Jason Elam, so.
Yeah, that was just a guess. Another teammate of mine. You could argue he should have been a first rounder after the career he's had.
Yeah, she's Antoine Sherman on the carry for Idaho, and Arizona State looks like they are gearing up for USC next week. The Trojans a big winner, 45 unanswered points today, and now a win over Oregon. They'll take on Arizona State next weekend. How about around the Western Athletic Conference this weekend? Cal a winner over New Mexico State earlier in the week. Colorado State beats Nevada, and San Diego State beats San Jose State 52-21, and Utah State over UNLV 31-24. So that number was switched around earlier. Yeah.
Got me all excited.
Oh boy! So San Diego State gets the big win at home, handing San Jose State their 9th consecutive loss on the road. But Utah State breaks through for the WAC as they beat UNLV 31-24.
Big win for the Aggies over UNLV, and then Nevada, coming off that emotional win over UNLV last week, drops to Sonny Lubick and Colorado State.
Big win for new head coach Brent Guy. At Utah State, they will be here to take on the Vandals next weekend at homecoming. Wichmann on 3rd down, and the pass dropped by Wendell Octave. That would have been plenty for the first to move the chains.
Wichmann did a nice job, hung in there, threw the football, took a hit. Wendell Octave's got to make that catch. Your team needs a play. You're near the midfield line. You got to hang on to that football.
That was a nice throw by Wichmann.
Yeah, it was. He hung in there, delivered the ball on time, and he knew he was taking the hit, and he stared down the barrel and delivered that football.
A shake of the head from Nick Holt. Frustrated things aren't working out, but he's still coaching over there, still keeping his guys up. Fair catch inside the 10-yard line from Taylor.
Yeah, there's no quit in Nick Holt, and there's no quit in this Idaho Vandal football team. They'll continue to play hard and playing a lot of young guys. And Nick's building the foundation of this program, playing so many young guys. I think they played 19 freshmen last year, I believe, and they're still young this year. They've had some injuries also.
And certainly good reason to try and prove the prognosticators wrong. In the preseason poll, Idaho picked to finish last, Hawaii third behind Boise and Fresno. And the good news for the Warriors, they host both those teams. They'll be making the trip out to Honolulu. Fresno State has lost 5 in a row at Hawaii. In fact, Boise State will be out there next week. And this pass dropped by Grace Mullen across the middle. So if Hawaii holds on here, they start out 1-0, then they would host Boise next weekend. It would be a big matchup in the WAC.
Colt Brennan had his receiver. He knew it. They're playing that cover 2. They asked the middle linebacker to play in the middle of the field. Cole Snyder, he got there a little bit late. The ball just a little underthrown to Ryan Grice Mullen, and there's a penalty on the flag.
Number 66 offense grabbing the defender's face mask. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
Brandon Eaton. Sometimes in pass protection, your hand gets up on that face mask, and if you don't try to replace it, the official will call that. Because where the head goes, the body will follow, and you jam that hand up there. You're going to lift that defensive lineman off the ground.
1st and 15 from the 4-yard line. Brennan from his end zone here in the shotgun. He'll hand it off. Gonna run out across the 10-yard line to about the 14. That ball went to David Farmer, a redshirt freshman from Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz, California. Santa Cruz to Hawaii. Not a bad transition. Beaches all over the place, and there's that little run play. Plenty of space for Farmer, able to take that ball up the field, and really one of the few significant runs for Hawaii so far in this ballgame. Besides Colt Brennan, the quarterback.
2nd down and 3 for Brennan. Run the seam play to the right, and this time Latusello bottled up. Should come as no surprise, though, what Brennan has been able to do thus far. Maybe that it's happened so quickly, joining the program about 6 weeks ago, just coming to Hawaii this fall, but very successful at Saddleback Community College, and before that, Mater Dei High School down in Orange County, where he followed in the footsteps of USC's Matt Leinart, who was also an alma mater of an alum of Mater Dei.
Mater Dei, one of the powerhouses down in Southern California. Saddleback Junior College in Mission Viejo, also one of the better junior college programs.
So he has known some success before coming to Hawaii, and through 3 quarters of play, Brennan has the Warriors on top 17-0. 15 minutes to play in the season opener in the WAC here in Moscow, Idaho.
4 minutes. Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Tuesday. The leader of this country will change.
I'm going to run this government.
The politics will change.
If you want out, you tell me now.
Hope will be renewed.
I'm going to do the right thing for the American people.
And the White House will never be the same.
The President of the United States.
I ask the people of the United States to stand with me now, unwavering.
Gina Davis, Donald Sutherland, Commander-in-Chief, premieres Tuesday, 9/8 Central, only on ABC. Desperate Housewives, the season premieres Sunday, 9/8 Central, only on ABC.
In college sports, emotion is an heirloom. Passion is passed on from one generation to the next. Allegiance as a family affair. The binding force to it all? Tradition. Ceremonious walks and chants. Rivalries. Picnics and parties. The customs that create a sense of belonging to this moment and all the celebrations past. Right out in front are the performances. The nation's youth stretching for perfection before our eyes. And the ultimate metaphor for America's possibilities.
Welcome back to college football Saturday night primetime on ESPNU. Hawaii leading Idaho 17-0 as we start the fourth quarter on 3rd down and 3 for Hawaii from their own 14-yard line. Colt Brennan with the pass and stopped very close to the marker. Tony Teopule on the stop. Looks like it may be just a little bit short.
It's going to be close. Hawaii's 7 of 14 before that attempt. To find out whether 8 of 15. No. 7 of 15 and 0 for 5 in the second half. So Nick Holt's defense stepping up.
Big advantage for Hawaii. 308 yards passing. They've held the ball for almost 11 minutes more than Idaho tonight, and that is showing up on the scoreboard as well with the 17-0 lead. DJ Dykes with the fair catch at the 43-yard line. And we'd also like to welcome in our viewers this evening on the Dish Network, a new addition to the ESPNU family. You can watch on the Dish Network on channel 148. ESPNU is also on DirecTV, channel 609. 23 live college football games this month. College hockey, soccer, volleyball. Believe it or not, college hoops right around the corner. Midnight Madness coverage on ESPNU will be October 14th. A lot going on ESPNU, now available on DirecTV, Dish Network, Verizon, Adelphia, and Mediacom cable.
I love it.
Expansion, ESPNU expansion. If you do not get it in your area, you happen to be watching somewhere else, please call your local cable operator and say, hey, I want ESPNU. I need to be a part of Saturday night primetime on the U.
Yeah.
I need to see tuba players like that guy right there to make my weekend.
Hopefully his mom didn't see him.
Steve Wichman, pass picked off by Solomon Eli Mimian. First turnover of the night, and Hawaii gets the pick.
Wichman's taken a couple chances early in the game and really managed that part of it pretty darn well. You see him take the shotgun snap. He's eyeballing his receiver all the way. And Eli Minium just steps in front of the ball, makes that interception, makes it look easy. Not what the Vandal offense needed at this time.
Their best starting point of this second half, and the opportunity goes by the wayside. Ella Mimian with the pick. And Colt Brennan and the offense are right back out there. The run and shoot, looking to deliver that decisive and final blow. Brennan steps away from the rush across midfield, taken down by Ben Alexander at the Idaho 49-yard line.
I'm starting to see why June Jones is so high on Colt. He's got a nice delivery. The ball comes out with some zip. You've seen the different angles of his delivery too. His ability to throw on the run, and then his feel in the pocket and his ability to scramble. He's got the packages. I can see why they're excited about him growing into this offense.
And the one thing that they're trying to get tonight is that elusive win on the road, particularly in conference play. Another receiver screen. Picks up another yard. Under June Jones, they've been pretty good on the road, 10-15. Prior to June, in the 6 years before he arrived at Hawaii, just 2-23. But they've hit a bump in the road here of late. They come in losers of their last 6 games on the road, trying to snap that streak tonight. And of course, when you're in Hawaii, David, a road game is a legitimate road game.
Yeah.
You're a 5-hour flight away from the closest
It
to
requires
port.
some time. And that's why they have, they have such a good home record. Also, teams come over there, they got tremendous support from the islands, and teams get distracted when they're there in paradise.
Good news for them, they'll get Boise and Fresno to come to town, as well as a trip from Wisconsin. The Badgers with the upset of Michigan earlier tonight, but Wisconsin will also visit Honolulu later in the year. And they will take on all comers and go a long way to do it. Look at that, trips to Alabama and Florida coming up in the next few years.
Yeah, what's that? If it's just under 3,000 miles here to Moscow, Idaho, what's that distance going to be to Florida? And we leave on Wednesday?
It's going to feel like Moscow, Russia. Yeah,
It
you just
will.
go the week before and stay. Again, some space with the soft defense on the corner. Davone Bess hauls that one in.
It's tough because you got to be concerned, like Nick Holt said he was, about the speed of their receivers, and the receivers get behind them. They spread you out, and if you play off, they throw underneath, and then once you come up and pressure, they'll try to get you over the top. So run and shoot creates a lot of problems in terms of matchups. And
7 different guys with a reception tonight. Davone Bess leading the way with 8 of them. As Brennan continues to pick apart that Idaho defense. Bess again inside the 20, first down, Hawaii. Jason Martin on the tackle. 1st and 10 from about the 16 coming up for the Warriors.
And Bess, the inside receiver, to the trips to that side. They run the other 2 receivers out and flood the outside of the zone, then cross him over the middle. And Colt Brennan and him are on the same page in terms of making the same read. He's wide open underneath, and they're able to just play pass and catch over the middle. And really, Brennan's done a nice job protecting him so far. He's able to set his feet in the pocket. When there has been pressure, he's known where to go with the football.
It's a veteran group up front that has been able to keep the defenders at bay. Lots of Cello on the carry. You're talking about Satele, Fa'avi, Eaton, Operesa, Acera up front, all juniors and seniors at offensive line.
And here's that little run play where they pull the offside guard. And Cole Snyder's there to make the play, but he can't quite get it done against Latusello. And he's able to break the ball outside, break a tackle. They had a chance to make a play in the backfield, but couldn't quite get it done.
Hawaii knocking on the door again, 2nd and 5. Brennan now feeling some heat. And launches that one, and the pass is caught. And it looked like thrown out of bounds or tipped out of bounds by Davone Bess. They're calling it an incomplete pass.
How was that even close? Looked like he was going to do the old John Elway reverse spin out and head the other direction. He throws this ball with his back to the field, and actually the ball should have been completed. I mean, that takes some guts and some athleticism. Look, he's fending off one defender. His back is to the line of scrimmage, and he throws that ball accurately to Bess, who should have really caught the football.
That'll set up a 3rd down and 5. 7 to 13.
Yeah, 7 of 15 on 3rd down for Hawaii.
Brennan to the air and to the end zone. Incomplete, and a penalty flag comes in. Jason Martin thought he had the breakup. It's going to be defensive pass interference.
Jason Martin got to the ball, but I think his back arm got around the wide receiver.
Defensive pass interference. Number 2, put the ball at the 2-yard line, automatic first down.
Well, they called it on Herb Cash. That's Jason Martin on the coverage of Dickerson.
Yeah, that was Martin. Herb Cash is going, what'd you call my number for? I was out of the play.
The penalty sets up a 1st and goal for Hawaii. Brennan, the keeper, snagged by Cole Snyder, along with DJ Dykes, the 2 leaders of that defensive unit, making the stop. And that was Tyler Gronke actually in at quarterback.
And again, like the 2-point conversion they made earlier in the first half, Gronke comes in and they run that kind of option package, tries to keep the ball, but Cole Snyder and company are there to make the play defensively. They pull the guard. Snyder comes inside. Is able to rally up to the quarterback and make that tackle for a loss.
Hawaii still looking for its first touchdown on the ground. They have run for just 24 yards on 19 carries here tonight. Brennan back in at quarterback on 2nd and goal. Brennan thought about it, running, and now throws it into the end zone for the touchdown. Davone Bess hauls that one in, his 2nd TD of the night, and it's 23-0.
Brennan had a little half roll to the left, looked like he wanted to go to the corner of the end zone, didn't like what he saw, and then he just a little sidearm delivery that he has kind of against his body. I don't know how you read that as a defensive back, and found Bess in the back of the end zone for the touchdown.
Off of the Elimimian interception at midfield, Brennan and the Warriors take it right down and score the touchdown. The extra point is good. 24-0. 9:35 to go in the 4th quarter. A new career high through the air for Brennan. He's got his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Whole set.
My name is Izzy Paskowitz, and I've been running surf camps for autistic kids for 7 years. What's perfect for us is see that screaming and the kicking when they go out, and when they turn around and ride that wave in, it's just nothing like it. And there's the parents, tears in their eyes, saying, we've had a lot of tough times, but today was just a perfect day.
On your mark.
Who is that boy?
Roger Bannister.
Who's your coach?
I'm just a medical student.
You have your whole life left for medicine.
But only a short time to do what no other human being has ever done.
ESPN Original Entertainment proudly presents the story of a student who walked onto the track a man and left a legend. 4 minutes. Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
The spotlight's on week 3. Who's ready to shine? Moss versus T.O. Countdown revs you up for the showdown between 2 of the NFL's biggest playmakers. And will Big Ben get revenge against the Super Bowl champs? Then find out how Dante and the Randy Mossless Vikings will survive.
He's learning to play football all over again.
Big names, big games. It's all here. Sunday NFL Countdown, presented by Old Spice Red Zone, 11 a.m. on ESPN.
24-0. Hawaii with the lead over Idaho. 9:35 to play. The Western Athletic Conference opener for the Vandals and the Warriors, and Hawaii in terrific shape on the road trying to snap a 6-game road losing streak. It looks like Herb Cash back in to receive this kickoff. Going to bring it out of the end zone. Across the 25 and run out of bounds. And flags flying. There's going to be some extra yardage tagged on after the roughhousing over there on the Idaho sideline.
Took a hit when he was out of bounds. Good call by the official. Well, the problem is when you do that on the other team's sideline, next thing you know, you're surrounded by jerseys of a different color.
Very easy to get lost in the crowd over there.
Dead ball, personal foul, kicking team, unnecessary roughness, out of bounds, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Vandals looking to get on track. Our crack research staff here in Moscow reminding us that it's been 7 quarters since the last Idaho touchdown, dating back to the UNLV game last week against Washington. Just a couple of field goals. Shut out so far by this Hawaii defensive unit led by the legendary Jerry Glanville. Back in college coaching. It's been 11 years since he's coached. It's been 32 years since Glanville was in the college game when he was an assistant at Georgia Tech. And this Richmond pass incomplete. Flags down on the play.
Called Billy Bates on holding. It's Alama Francis.
It's kind of been the way this night has gone for Idaho.
Holding, offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
They pick up yardage on the penalty and then give it right back and then some. 6 penalties now, 75 yards for the Vandals. The numbers, 15 total tonight. Richmond. Pass caught by Tracy Ford. May have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Kamakavivo Ole on the tackle. Hawaii coming in after the losses to USC and Michigan State, not with the best of defensive numbers, understandable with the competition. They will definitely improve after their performance here tonight.
Yeah, and Jerry Glanville is aware of those numbers, and he talked to me a little bit about that, because I asked him about that, you know, the rushing yards. He says, you know, a lot of it's been coming in the second half of the ball game when it's kind of been out of reach. He goes, but we're going to do a lot of different things, and our defense will attack. We've got good enough athletes. We're not real big, but we've got decent athleticism. As
pass incomplete. It looked like Moy thought he had the interception.
and you talk about an athletic move for a linebacker. 6', 225-pound senior out of Honolulu. Gets up against his body, just makes a nice play. Boy, that looked like an interception. Maybe trapped the ball against the turf. Yep. But nice play.
And a reminder that there is no instant replay this year in the Western Athletic Conference. The conference opting not to go with the instant replay this season. Richmond out of the shotgun. Sets up the screen and busted up big time. Again, it's Kamaka Vivo Ole on the tackle.
Kamaka Vivo Ole does a nice job. He's got the running back man-to-man, and as an offensive lineman, you know you're throwing the screen. You know there's someone's assigned to, especially if you see any kind of pressure coming. You've got to find out the linebacker that's got a man-to-man. If you can make that block, then your running back has a chance to make a big play for your offense. But outstanding job in terms of responsibility for the Warrior defense.
Andre Taylor back set to return the punt from TJ Conley. The true freshman has been busy tonight. trying to set up for the return. Taylor will take it at his own 30-yard line. Heading backwards, now has a lane up the sideline across the 40. Tries to get by the punter, Conley, who was able to trip him up around midfield. 7.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hawaii in control.
Just because they offer phone service doesn't make them a reliable phone company. Count on SBC voice services at home for proven reliability, including around-the-clock 911 calling, even when the power goes out. Can the cable company say that?
Tonight at Red Roof Inn, Bill stays in a business king room.
Look at the space.
And feels like a business king himself.
Multitasking. Chances of me working are remote.
Don't miss the redesigned, rededicated Red Roof Inn and Accor Hotel. That's a nice job. Tea? No, later.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Four minutes. Thursday, October 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Ray Charles, Genius and Friends, the new duets album. Ray Charles, Genius and Friends. Ray Charles' final creative vision.
Make me happy when my skies are gray. The kind of things to I know young.
This brilliant CD features 14 brand new duets with today's most acclaimed voices.
Compared to what?
Ray Charles, musical legend. Ray's last wish, granted by the artists he inspired.
Hope someday you will join us.
Get Ray Charles, Genius and Friends. Go to onlyhitmusic.com or call the number on your screen. Rush delivery available.
Hawaii closing in on its first win of the season, looking to go 1-0 in the Western Athletic Conference. Conference newcomer Idaho making their debut in the WAC. And in danger of falling to 0-1. Tyler Grunke is now in at quarterback. Colt Brennan's night apparently is done, and his first pass is a completion. DJ Dykes on the stop. Grunke is the redshirt freshman from Tucson, Arizona. Sat out last year and watched Timmy Chang. And then started the USC game, the first game of the year. Brennan ended up winning the job full time.
And Brennan leaves the night 34 of 44, 3 touchdowns, 347 yards passing. It's a pretty good night.
Pretty good depth, too, for the Hawaii coaching staff, knowing they can go to Grunke. We've seen him actually on a couple of plays, the two-point conversion, which he scored on, and another option situation where he was able to run with the ball down inside the 5-yard line on that last possession. Grunke with the push toss. Pass is caught by Dylan Linkner. Jason Martin on the tackle.
A little wide receiver screen. This time, unlike the bubble screen where the receiver swings to the outside, this time the receiver comes in motion back towards the quarterback, and they try to get some blockers in front of him. Let him catch that ball and head right up the field. Able to pick up 7 yards on that play.
Approaching 6 minutes to go. We should also revisit our trivia from earlier when we tossed back to the studio and asked them to name one of the all-time Idaho Vandal greats that you played with in Denver, and that would also be a fellow member of the ESPN family.
That's right, an analyst for ESPN. Now that's a dead giveaway.
That's Mark Schlereth.
Mark Schlereth, stink. Out of Anchorage, Alaska. My former roommate in training camp all those years, and blockers are right next to each other. His was always a little messier than mine. We always go back and forth about that. Really a great football player and a great analyst. And a lot of stories about his time up here in Idaho. A lot of great players came from here. Jerry Kramer, the all-time great. I think of Marvin Washington, a former teammate of mine also. The Denver Broncos and New York Jets. John Freeze, a lot of guys have come through here. Jeff Robinson, another former teammate of mine at Denver and now with the Dallas Cowboys.
Delay a game against Hawaii, 5:27 to go. If you're looking for something to read, something in-depth, something that you won't be able to put down, check out the ESPN College Football Encyclopedia. It's the complete history of the game. The richest reference guide ever published on the history of college football. Includes everything you need to know, from the Ivy Leagues to the historically black colleges, Heisman races, All-America breakdowns. It's available now wherever books are sold. The College Football Encyclopedia from ESPN. And for the Warriors, their last shutout was SMU back in '99. And it's been 40 games since they've held an opponent under 10 points.
Well, and the addition of Jerry Glanville on defense is certainly going to help that. But always Hawaii's been known for their offense. The run and shoot, the ability to score points and score quickly. So defense is out in the field a lot, but Jerry Glanville is up to the challenge of kind of turning that around, and Hawaii's heading in the right direction. A wealth of experience.
And how about, he's still got the black base of the shirt, but there's a little floral print across the chest there from Jerry.
And don't think he doesn't have cowboy boots on either. I saw him, and that caught my eye too. And boy, he's a real treat to talk to. Obviously, years as an analyst in the booth for a bunch of different networks out there, but just a great guy, very colorful, full of stories. Was telling me a few stories about him and June Jones. They go back a long way, and some of their stories back in Houston, Atlanta, and when June Jones first went to work for him, everyone said, you can't run 4 wideouts in the National Football League. It'll never work. You couldn't possibly do that. And it's interesting, you know, the NFL, as great as it is so slow to change and new things, and it was really, you know, Mouse Davis, June Jones, Jerry Glanville, you know, they really brought that to the NFL, and they've done it in college. And I'm curious to see if we're going to see part of that spread option offense creep its way into the NFL that Urban Meyer and company have implemented across the country now. And I think it'd be very interesting to see if that would work. So Mouse Davis right there, really the creator of that offense. He ran it everywhere at Cal. He's been instrumental in the development of that. And boy, it sure has the ability to score a lot of points.
Average age of the coaching staff in Hawaii, 55 years old. I think it's close to 270 years of coaching experience amongst all of them combined. Ball stripped loose at the end of the play, but it was whistled dead. And I think after the losses to USC and Michigan State, we're really getting our first look at the real Hawaii and how good and competitive they can be in the WAC this year, with the impressive numbers they've put up against Hawaii.
And
against Idaho.
Here's Tyler Gronke. Look, he doesn't like what he sees downfield, feels the pressure, starts moving around the pocket, trying to look downfield, has really nowhere to go. And there's Cole Snyder to wrap him up, and he still doesn't want to go down, fighting the whole way. Sometimes you got to try and save that body when there's 5 of them on you.
Pass incomplete from Gronke. We've mentioned Cole Snyder's name an awful lot. 13 tackles tonight for the starting middle linebacker, the senior, who is a former walk-on. And coming into this weekend, he was 3rd in the nation in tackles. Mexico State's Jimmy Cottrell. So you got 2 WAC guys in the top 3 in the country.
Yeah, we got to see Cottrell against UTEP earlier this year. And Cole Snyder, Nick Holt just raised by him going, hey, the guy is just a football player. He studies, he prepares. Not the greatest athlete. If he just makes plays, he's just a headsy football player. And probably reminds Nick a lot of himself. Nick, a former linebacker and obviously a defensive coordinator still, but Cole Snyder is just a guy that makes plays. And that's Jeff Edwards on the sack with Bosman.
Vandal defense keeps chugging away. They will host Utah State next week. And Hawaii will prepare for a big shootout with Boise State. Of course, Boise State racked up the points. They seem to be back on track with their win this week against Bowling Green. And Fresno's got a good one Tuesday night. Just a couple of days' time, they will be taking on Toledo. And how about that quarterback matchup? Bruce Gradkowski from Toledo and Paul Pinniger for Fresno. So some big games coming up. That a non-conference tilt, of course, for Fresno, but that Boise-Hawaii State could be the game of the year in the WAC next weekend. We'll take a timeout with 3:39 to go. 24-zip, Hawaii on top.
What do Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Steve McNair, and John Stallworth have in common? They're some of the NFL's biggest stars, and they emerge from the best-kept secret in college football, historically black colleges and universities. ESPNU is proud to present HBCU football. Every week, experience the competition, the marching bands, and the excitement that is HBCU football. Watch the Steel City Classic as Miles takes on Stillman Sunday at 3 Eastern, only on ESPNU.
In college sports, emotion is an heirloom. Passion is passed on from one generation to the next. Allegiance as a family affair. The binding force to it all? Tradition. Ceremonious walks and chants. Rivalries. Picnics and parties. The customs that create a sense of belonging to this moment and all the celebrations past. Right out in front are the performances. The nation's youth stretching for perfection before our eyes. And the ultimate metaphor for America's possibilities.
We are back inside the Kibbie Dome in Moscow, Idaho. 3:39 to play. Hawaii with the lead. 4th down. They'll go for it here with the backup quarterback Tyler Gronke in the game. They run the option right. Gronke keeping it all the way. Dives to the 20-yard line. And a change of possession will give it back to Idaho.
Gronke looked like he didn't know exactly where the first down marker was. He looks like he had room to pick up that first down, but he went down a little too early. And you know what? You got to credit Idaho's defense. They have hung in there and played hard all night long. With the time of possession, UH at over 37 minutes, and Idaho 19 minutes. So the defense has been out there a lot. They've played hard. Look at Hawaii. Look at that comparison. Boy, what a difference, you know, a week can make. They had the bye week to heal up and get better and establish their game plan for Idaho, and it certainly has paid off defensively.
Just 136 total yards allowed. And Nick Holt and his staff, their work cut out for them. The injuries on offense have mounted up. 5 starters out this week, and they have struggled to put some points on the board. And the offense, this will be back-to-back games with under 200 yards of total offense. They will host Utah State for homecoming next weekend. They still have road trips to Nevada, New Mexico State, Boise State, and San Jose State in league play. The inaugural season of Idaho in the WAC. Certainly a daunting slate for a team that just went Division I AA back in 1996. And here's the rest of the way for Hawaii, including that big matchup in Honolulu next weekend with Boise State.
Dan Hawkins and company going over to the islands.
backloaded, by the way, with home games. 4 of their last 5 will be home, including their last 3 games of the season. All those teams from the Snow Belt like that trip to Waikiki Beach in November and December.
It's a good time to be there.
Keith Greer on the reception.
Keith Greer also out of modern day high school. Kind of their tight end, H-back, fullback kind of guy, fills a bunch of different roles for them offensively.
Despite the score, confidence still high in what Nick Holt can accomplish here, the head coach for the Vandals. He told us yesterday getting a lot of support from the AD, Rob Spear, from the school president, Tim White. All liking the direction that this Vandal program is heading. And, of course, they've had some good ones up here in the past. Dennis Erickson, John L. Smith, former coaches here. A flag down on the play. Keith Gilbertson was here, Chris Tormey.
Yeah, a lot of great coaches coming through here in Idaho. And Nick will be one of those guys. They knew he was their guy after they interviewed him. He had a history here before, and he's got the energy.
Holding. Offense, number 4, 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Holding penalty against Idaho will push them back. We would be remiss, by the way, if we did not mention the most important Idaho alum that is non-football related that we'd never heard of until this past summer, which would be Deep Throat himself, Mark Felt.
Wow.
Former Idaho Vandal. Thought I'd toss that one out there with 3:20 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Didn't know. Boy, no one knew how famous he was until recently.
Except for Woodstein.
That's right.
Bernstein in the Washington Post. Pass incomplete at midfield, looking for Desmond Belton. Just outside of the Kibbie Dome is the Dan O'Brien Track Complex, the Olympic gold medalist, another former Vandal.
Decathlete.
96, yeah, in Atlanta.
And Wichman so far on the night, 8 of 25, 112 yards, 1 interception, 0 touchdowns.
It would certainly be a moral victory for them if they could drive the ball down the field and get that elusive touchdown. But Kila Kamaka Vivo Ole has different thoughts. Hawaii gets the sack. Going to be 3rd and a great distance. They need to get inside the Hawaii 45-yard line to pick up the first down. It'll be 3rd down from the Vandal 29.
This young offensive line, Billy Bates, true freshman out there playing, getting some experience.
Vandals 3rd and 12 on 3rd down. They'll run the draw. Going to be a long run for Raleigh Lumbali. He does get it across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That'll set up a 4th down, and Hawaii players slow to get up. Lano Manners had the tackle.
What do you do? 3rd and long, not much you can do. Try to use a little trap draw to your running back, get him upfield, pick up some positive yardage. And the Vandals, 2 of 13 on 3rd down. That kind of tells the whole story.
Patton was the injured player. He pops up and comes out for Hawaii. And well, Idaho will punt it away here on 4th down with $1:45 to go. Or at least set up as such. T.J. Conley will go ahead and boot it away. Andre Taylor drifting back inside the 10 and then wisely opts to let that one drop and into the end zone for the touchback.
Yeah, Andre Taylor almost forgot that 10-yard line's a magic marker for you. Anything over your head inside the 10, you let go. He almost got a little carried away right there trying to make that catch. I don't know if they heard one of the coaches yelling.
Let it go, Andre. It's been a busy day of football here in the Pacific Northwest. We've had our matchup here. Colt Brennan with a terrific outing, 34-44, 347 yards.
I really like what he brings to this offense. He's got a quick release. He can deliver the ball at different angles, good mobility, and his ball's got some zip on it. And it's amazing to think, you know, being a JC transfer showing up in the fall and only been in this offense for 6 weeks. What's he going to be like when he gets a full grasp of the whole package that they have to offer in the run and shoot?
Kroenke will hand it off. Pickup of about 7 on the play. Of course, also up in these parts today, you had Notre Dame was in Seattle to take on Washington. Southern Cal was over at Autzen Stadium to face Oregon. Arizona State was in Corvallis to take on Oregon State tonight. Busy day in college football. Some upsets. South Florida shocks 9th-ranked Louisville. First win for a ranked opponent for Jim Leavitt and the Bulls. Minnesota with that thrilling 2-overtime win against Purdue. And then Wisconsin with the victory against Michigan.
The big talk of Purdue was they didn't play Ohio State or Michigan, but people forgot about Minnesota.
Notre Dame did get the win in Seattle. USC scoring another win to run their streak to 25 wins in a row now for Southern Cal.
It's DJ Smith out of the ball game after taking that hit to the head. Until he's not real happy with his team's performance. He was limited just 2 catches, 43 yards.
He came into this game 13th in the country in catches per game, 18th in the NCAA in receiving yards per game. Well, that'll do it. Hawaii wins the WAC season opener, beating Idaho 24-0. The final for Dave Diaz-Infante and our entire crew. I'm Beth Moen. So long from Moscow, Idaho. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Now back to Mike Hall.
Beth, Dave.
The champs have pushed the nation's longest winning streak to 24, but now an opportunity to see it all quack up in Autzen Stadium. How the Trojans handled Oregon. Ty Willingham leading the Huskies against Notre Dame. A handful of plays and not keeping the handle decided the tie bowl. A technical knockout if you're scoring at home or at